for lunchtime, that's not like crazy uncommon.
I
Although I
on
am
my side.
surprised that they would have the tables open with only 2 people. Typically, at the restaurant near me, it would be like only past like 5 p.m. with parties of like 6 or more. Will those tables be open typically?
I think that's just the regional difference. I'm used
Also,
to
you're audible
hibachi
on my
grills
stream.
being-
Beware.
Okay. I'm used to hibachi grills being like always full, just packed.
And they usually
Bendy.
are.
Hello.
Bendy, why are you late? Who are you betting at the time?
Bendy was with the tentacle monster.
In bed with the enemy.
No, who I would never mind him, Bindi. Oh wow, perhaps.
Oh, wow. Wow. Alright, let's get things behaving here. Wow,
Everyone get
we
situated and make sure that you've got food, drinks, etc. if you need them before we get started.
Walking into the kitchen real quick, just grab something. But I have my headset on.
Mug
I can
him.
still hear. No.
He's a fox and does crimes, and we should take all of his things.
We got pizza chips and sweet tea.
Nice. That sounds good.
Pizza chips.
Would anyone like to do today's recap for what happened leading you into this situation of tentacular torture?
Knights never die, haunts. I'm just going to hit them. And I'm going to hit them. And I'm going to hit them.
I did the last recap.
Sharky did the last recap. Anybody else want to do a recap, or am I doing the recap because you're all cowards?
My mouth is full of food, so...
Okay, so Miri's a coward. Any other cowards?
Oh, I'm hungry.
Cowards, raise your hands. All right, cool. I will be doing the recap then. Suffer.
Damn.
So,
no performance.
Last time on Bump in the Night, none. Bunch of streamers, no performers. Last
I'm not
time
a streamer,
on...
but I still did it.
You're about to be.
Crazy.
Last time on A Bump in the Night, our players largely went shopping, and then were given a job, essentially, to figure out what's going on in a village a couple days, or a day-ish, of travel outside of Ulgard. There have been tales of some outbursts and strange behaviors, and strangely, the messenger that came seeking help from the cathedral was accompanied by guards, a good few of them. This is pretty non-standard, as usually messengers, for expedience purposes, ride alone. And so our intrepid heroes traveled via a provided carriage through the woods, coming across a tree that had been cut down. They cleared it after a good bit of effort and some careful vigilance to make sure that nobody came up to do anything while they were immobile, and continued onward. They reached a fork in the road late at night. On one side that would take them a longer route, there was nothing, but on the shortest and most expedient path, the driver saw strange flickering lights crossing the path and darting between the trees. They decided to investigate, left the cart, moved closer, and in the flickering shadows and the darkness that hides between the trees, some of our friends have seen something that the others, seemingly, cannot see. A writhing mass of tentacles that very quickly showed itself to be hostile. And thusly, we continue where we left off, in the middle of combat against this strange creature.
Aries, if I get noodled live on stream in your campaign, I'm expecting aftercare, okay?
By me or the monster?
Both.
So,
This is how it's
You-
going to happen.
you have all been refreshed. Your fate points should be set to their maximum, although your stress should be wherever it was if you happened to have any, and it will remain as such until the scene is handled and the stress can be relieved.
Horse is asking if you have made sure to model the geopolitical situation of the kingdom.
I have.
Yep. There you go. There you go, Juan.
I put too much effort into this. And so, we begin at the top of the turn order. At the moment, the people who can see the monster at all are Avatea, Icaros, and Damien. Florence and Aaliyah, though you may be able to see the spot where the monster is, and you may see it on your screen, your character sees nothing there. Your friends are fighting thin air.
Ghosts.
Avatea,
Ghosts.
it is your turn. You are currently stood atop the cart, which is not where it is visually on the map. It is instead over on the edge of the screen. You are first, the
don't-
monster is next. What do you do?
I don't presume from this distance I can shoot it with my bow, can I?
At this distance, you, assuming you have line of sight, which you do, you could shoot at it with your bow. It is
Then I'll-
within possible range.
Avatea will attempt to do that.
Do so.
Alright, macro, please. That worked.
You have rolled a 2. That matches its defensive stat, so nothing would occur.
Means it
Cute.
does not beat it? Oh,
Beat it?
no.
God.
So in this game, because of how it works, the shift, the difference between the essentially your goal and the roll you make is also what does damage. So if you roll even,
Mm,
that's a difference of 0. You're doing 0 damage.
that makes sense.
Mm,
That makes
You
sense.
hit, but the upload seems to do nothing.
Did it just for the disrespect.
For the flavor of the attack, you fire your arrow, it sails through the air, and unless you modify it,
not gonna modify it yet.
sails through the air and seems to get lost in the writhing mass of black tentacles. Do you move, or do you remain where you are atop the cart?
No, Avatea is just gonna kind of like crouch on top on top of the cart and just vaguely keep their eyes out in case another one of these creatures decides to come for the cart.
Alrighty. The next turn, then, is this terrifying, terrifying creature. First, you see the mass of tentacles undulate and writhe. And then, crawling from its body, another separate mass, which then proceeds to separate itself from the creature and skitter around and away from you, Icaros. And is going up that way, for those of you who can see it.
The Sentinel feat. But this is also not that game, so.
Yeah, sorry, you, what's a feat again? Other than what you have at the end of your legs?
A stunt, basically.
I'm sorry, that doesn't seem like one of the stunts that you have.
It's true.
Suffer. But the larger mass will be attacking you, Icaros.
I believe I rolled part of my defense last time.
You took the defense action, so if we do scroll up a little bit,
It was a 7.
was it?
Hey,
Give me a sec, I'm scrolling up to check. God, it was a 7. Oh yeah, because you added a 2 to it as well. Ah, really? Thank you for subscribing for 2 months. Thank you. All right then. Well, I don't suspect it's going to do too much to you, but we will see. Ooh, it does nothing. In fact, or actually, hold on. One sec. I have forgotten to
Actually-
check a thing.
I didn't use a fate point for that. That is all stacking stuff.
Goodness
All
gracious.
natural.
I'm not a bird paladin, Haunt. I'm a knight.
Well, I will have to keep that in consideration for any future encounters. Anyway.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Put your hand on face.
The creature is going to do a little moving, though. Just a little bit. Alrighty. Next is you, Icaros. What do you do with your turn?
Just finished my food. 1 second.
And after Icaros will be you, Damien.
Nom, nom, nom.
And then we will let those who are not in combat, technically, do what you do.
I think that is a pretty straightforward. She
We forgot
will.
to have us all introduce ourselves. Frick. We'll do that later.
I mean, it's a combat situation.
Yeah, we'll do it after combat. So what do you do?
She's gonna activate one of her stunts, the Grim Advance. When you attack with your Halberdier skill, you may also defend as part of your action. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. She's gonna take her halberd in both hands, and she's gonna swing left or right into the mass, aiming for something that looks the most immediate part.
You may roll. This is 1 lower than you need to match its defensive skill.
Alright, she'll correct mid-swing, and I'll add +2 with a fate point.
With?
Along this court and Knight Hospitaller. She sees the problem. She sees the swing going all awry. Oh man, I'm still trying to slide back into the so I keep stuttering. My apologies.
Oh dear.
She'll see the problem mid-swing. She'll correct it, change the way she's holding herself, and follow through.
So you add 2 to it?
Mm-hmm.
You swing at this creature, and your blade visually finds purchase. Physically, you feel no resistance as it passes through the creature, although it does seem to splatter some dark, ichor-like substance across the ground in the path of your swing.
The goo.
You have done 1 shift of damage. Would you like to move at all?
She will step. The game is currently paused, by the way, so I can't
Oops,
really
I'm
modify
sorry.
myself. And boop. She'll move to occlude it from getting away from her or shifting away from her.
Okay. Then we move to the next one. Damien, you are next. Or you are up. Aaliyah and Florence, you will be next.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be an action to light a candle? For some extra light.
Let's see. This is
Not an action. Would it be like my main thing?
Would it be your main thing?
Yeah.
Is a candle. Candles are a little fiddly.
I do have a lit cigarette.
You do have a lit cigarette, but a smoldering cigarette does not like to easily catch a candle. So I would
To
say
the
it would be your...
untrained hand.
Convince me. Come on.
You just gotta hold it there for a second.
Some would say that holding there in a second would be an action.
Okay. Can I still see them? Because there's light there.
Yes, you can. So you can see whatever you can see on the screen.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a large drag off the cigarette and take the ash that falls off and quickly swipe it across the front of my eyes. And as the light dims from the cigarette after the drag happens, Damien's eyes glow a quick purple sheen. And I would like to use Reveal Magical Aura. I would like to see if I can see if it's either like a spell that affects them, or if it's something that's like kind of innate to their own being, and see what I can find out about it. It's once per day. Reveal either the type of creature that left some sort of marking or type of magical aura in an artifact. So I'm wondering if I could use it directly on these guys.
You can, but you may not be getting the information that you want. You can tell that this creature is eldritch in nature, but not much else. You see an aura around it that kind of makes your eyes want to twitch away, makes your head kind of throb with a headache.
Damien's gonna shout out, who can see it? Who knows it's there?
I
Knows what's there.
Florence says, fists up.
Don't try and figure it out. Just know that there's something that's dangerous there.
It's
And you can't be allowed to see it. And that's Damien's turn.
Do you want to move at all?
No. Damien doesn't
Okay.
want to get closer to that, but he doesn't also want to get, like, too far away in case something happens. To
Alrighty.
Icarus.
So, next we have Florence and Aaliyah. You are both welcome to figure out what you're doing. Are you going? You may, as basically your action, try to perceive this creature. Requires a
Going
4
to-
notice or investigate.
Which one of us first? You go first, then, Florence.
oh well, damn it. Fuck. I mean, Florence just got told not to try to learn what it is. So
Damien's theory is that once you perceive it, it exists. It's like a Schrodinger's tentacle. So if we don't perceive anymore, there's not going to be any more to fight.
what the fuck would Florence even do? I'm still thinking. I'm sorry.
Take your time. That's part of the fun.
Well, my
don't-
thought that you might be interested in is deciding whether or not Alia can assist her teammates using her own abilities or skills or something else, because they're engaged. they have to fight. This seems to be some kind of an eldritch creature, so my assumption, Bendy, is that see what you could do to help them fight. Can you take an action to assist them? Can you
Well, my
do
turn's
something
gonna
for them?
be my turn's gonna be consumed with literally just getting there. I'm like over a turn away, distance-wise. So he's kind of the last thing I did before we quit was I was dashing. Florence was dashing over, and he can make it in one more turn, but he won't be able to do anything after that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can do like 6 spaces and then do something, but he'd probably still be too far away. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess he can run up. I mean, that's probably what he was already trying to do. He doesn't... I don't know if he'd really understand necessarily if he should shield his eyes or not. Am I metagaming, Awa?
No, not at all.
Cross table... I don't do this kind of stuff often. Sorry, Heights.
Plus the Bendy
You're
here.
talking through your process. So,
Yeah.
what would Florence do with the information that Florence has of don't try to see the thing, and your friends are fighting something that you can't see?
Genuinely, as goofy as it sounds, he'd probably literally shield his eyes and then run up and start literally asking. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna move, right? He's running. He heard what was said. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
You can also use arrow keys to move, if I remember right.
So is speaking at all an action?
No,
Alright.
as long as you're not like giving whole freaking eulogies.
Alright, Florence runs up. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't even know where the mass is. He's got his hand clenched, and he's covering his eyes. And he's like, alright, I'm here. I don't know what we're here for, but I'm here and I still don't know. And that's what we want, right? And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Aaliyah, what are you doing?
Well, Aaliyah is a little bit less clueless than poor Florence is. She's been here. She's been watching. She was looking for the creature, hasn't seen it yet, but the effect it's been having could scarcely be more visible, right? She can see that Icaros is fighting it. She can see that Avatea has shot at it and hit it, it seemed. You know, it seemed that the attack scored, only that nothing seems to have happened.
To you, the arrow landed in the ground.
Mm-hmm. So I'm having I suppose I would say a similar, like, oh, what do I do here? But what we're going to do, a quick look and remind myself of these abilities. Don't think there's anything to do with any of her current spells or stunts. So let me ask this. If I wanted to aid another somehow, let's say I wanted to be able to assist Icaros in her combat somehow, is there a way that I can give her a bonus to something? Can I use my magic skill to give her a bonus in something, maybe a defensive bonus or something to that effect?
So there is an action you can take called creating an advantage that you could do, which can add an aspect to the situation that can be invoked by others once for free. If you can think of how you would do this. How would you affect the situation in order to give your allies something that they could take advantage of?
Let's see. Well, she knows that whatever this creature is seems to be able to perceive her because it's stalking us. Or at least is following us. We actually don't know what its motivations are right now. It's kind of weird.
I don't think it was following us at all. We approached it. It only engaged after we perceived it.
I mean, I think we would have reason to assume that this is somehow related to the initial thing, to the initial stop we had to make.
Oh, absolutely.
Either
That's what
that
Icaros is assuming.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is that presumably this thing then was there as well, but we didn't perceive it at the time. Yeah, ambush, animal handling, crafts, deceive, empathy, magic, notice, lore. Yeah, the only offensive options that I would have I can think of would be my magic, my enchantment. It is enchanting magic after all.
Enchantment allows you to make other people see or experience things that may not be there, including potentially emotions.
Hmm. Let's see if I can do something like that. So you, mechanically speaking, you said that this is an advantage that other players can use. I'm creating an advantage. So can I characterize this then as she uses her magic to enhance her her companion's senses, for example?
You could, yes.
Then why don't we go ahead and do that? And I'll use that skill, her magic skill, for exactly that aim to create an advantage. And how do I create it? Do I just do a roll?
Let me double check, because this is one that I haven't read recently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually believe there's a roll involved, so long as you
There
can
is.
justify it. Oh,
There is. You
oh
do
no,
have
wait,
to succeed
yeah.
a roll.
You have to actually succeed.
Yeah.
But it's like succeed with style, etc.
So, I'm just going to read through for everyone. Creating an advantage. When you fail, you don't create the aspect, or you create it, but someone else gets the free invoke. Whatever you end up doing works in someone else's advantage instead. When you tie, you get a boost instead of the situational aspect you're going for. This means that you have to rename the aspect a bit to reflect its temporary nature. I.e., you just get like a little bonus to yourself or something. When you succeed, you create a situation aspect with a free invocation, and when you succeed with style, you get a situation aspect with 2 free invocations. So you do still have to make a roll.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on if you succeed, what specifically are you're trying to enhance your friend's senses?
Something to that expect. I mean, this game has very loose definitions of what actions I can or can't do, and so that's my thought, is I have enchantment that's based around perception, emotion, feeling, even illusion to some degree, slightly. Not, well, I guess that would be an illusion magic. Anyway, and so this is already something that's difficult to perceive, so perhaps I can give... I don't know if I can give, for example, Icaros a bonus to her attacks, or Avatea a bonus to his attack, or some other effect, because, I'm not aware of spell effects as a mechanic that I can be like, oh yeah, you have advantage on the attack now. Like, I don't know that that's necessarily how this game works. But that is my thought, to use her blood magic for exactly that.
Okay. You will have to name an aspect that you're trying to create to add to the situation.
My aspect or any partner's aspect?
You have to create. You are creating a new aspect. You are making an aspect that is added to the situation.
Oh.
Basically, you are, for all intents and purposes, targeting this situation and giving it an aspect.
Yes.
And then
Or
the
you
party
could
can
do it to a
invoke that
thing, but
aspect. I see.
yes.
Or I could do it to a person. Okay, so I can, for example, I could hypothetically target Icaros and to give her an aspect that she could invoke, or that somebody else could invoke. Is that right?
Yes.
I think that's what she would do then. I think she would target Icaros in particular, because as far as Alia can perceive, like, Icaros is in the thick of it. She appears to be staring at this thing. She swung at the thing. She hit the thing. Did Alia perceive the ooze that spattered across the ground with the attack, or is even that not visible to her?
You saw nothing.
Well, then why?
Unless you
don't
want to make that
I?
perception roll, which would be your action.
No. She is gonna... Until things appear to start going very poorly, she's very inclined to just take Damien's advice that, it's better off that you don't see what's happening, because it didn't sound like a talking to a child like look away. It sounded more like, oh, this thing is fucking dangerous. This is like an eldritch perception horror monster, which, you know, for whatever reason, Aaliyah might have something to know about that sort of thing, but that's for later. She will do that. I think we'll give her an aspect. Now, if I were going to name an aspect that she gives Icaros,
And you will still have to roll for it.
oh yeah, of course. Do I have to? Am I defining what this aspect does, or is it more like vaguely I give her an aspect and then she can trigger it as she?
So it's the same as a character aspect, to where the sentence is what it is what it does.
Right.
So like a simple aspect one could add to a situation would be like, caltrops in the road. That would be the aspect. And you could invoke it for whatever bonuses you think caltrops in the road would give you to whatever you're doing.
Ooh. Aaliyah practices blood magic, so I have fun thoughts about what her magic does to Icaros.
Go on.
If her intention is to give her an edge in combat, then letting her fight harder sounds appealing, right? So maybe something like that it's fire running through your veins or something. A magic has enchanted her very blood itself. It courses through her that she can utilize this magic, this enchantment that she feels resting upon her, but less resting upon her and I suppose running through her. So how about that? How about I roll to give her an aspect of fire in your veins?
Okay.
Does that sound good? That sounds fun. I like this. This is a very fun way to give somebody a bonus.
Do a roll. I'm going to say that you'll need a +1.
Ooh.
If you succeed with stop, all right. So, presuming Ares uses that succeeding with style, it gives it 2 free invokes.
Yes. So, allow me to make a note here. Do.
Grabs Bendy.
Oh well. Aye.
Now, to remind
Nice.
myself,
He's good.
succeeding by itself simply creates the aspect, but doing it scoring, doing with style is what makes it so that like this aspect exists and she can invoke it twice without using a fate point. Or I suppose anybody can invoke it twice without using a fate point. Is that correct?
Yes.
This
So,
is
basically,
awesome. I like that.
it's really neat, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I'll figure it out one day.
And presuming Ares does this, even if you like tie with it, you make like a little boost instead. So you might not get the aspect that you're going for, but you might make something in relation to it. I think the example is that instead of creating a patch of rough terrain, there are now rocks on the path. So it changes things instead of giving you a direct advantage.
Yeah.
You succeed, you get a free invoke. You succeed with style with a pinky out, you get 2.
Avatea, it is your turn.
Gives me a
Unless, Aaliyah, you want to move.
Ko's dead.
No, I was waiting for
no.
Aaliyah to say if they wanted to move.
Aaliyah,
recover step.
Sharky.
Yes, Aaliyah. I thought
wow.
you said Avatea. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, do you want to move as part of the
I don't think she needs to move. No, I think she likes her hiding spot, as it were. Although I suppose it's not super hidden because as she uses this magic, of course, she is cutting her hand open again. Blood. It does everything. Oh, you know what? Why don't I add, like, visually... You're wearing armor, so it's not as though it can be seen anyway. But if you weren't wearing armor, Icaros, I think you would probably see that your veins are becoming prominent underneath your skin. Like, seeing it, you know? Spooky
Vein.
stuff. But you can't see that because you're wearing armor. You just feel it. You don't know that you've actually been... Well, I suppose, I guess that'll have to be something flavorful I decide for later. But for now, yeah, no, I think that's it. I think she'll stay right where she's at, under this tree, watching in the darkness as Icaros shadow boxes.
Okay. Avatar.
Shadowboxing. Shadowboxing.
So, so the small one that broke off from the big one, it looks like it's trying to go somewhere else, right?
Is trying to go somewhere else.
Then Avatea is immediately gonna swap focus to that one and take another shot at that one.
Take a shot. Take the shot.
And just clarifying, I'm more than 10 feet away from it, yes?
You are more than 10 feet away from it, yes. You are significantly more than 10 feet away from it.
Okay.
I think you can like make a pretty big move action if you need to, but
I
And
no, I
attack
want to be
it.
far away.
oh,
And I can use a fate point to add a +2 to that, right?
You can't.
I'm gonna do that. I don't have the button to do it because it's a custom roll.
What are you rolling?
The macro.
Make a macro. Making bacon.
No, like, what are you doing?
Shooting it with the bow. Shooting
Okay.
the small one, trying to move away with the bow.
When you roll, it will still get a, like... Oh, no, it doesn't get it. So you were adding a +2?
Yep.
Okay. So you watch your arrow sail through the air, land in this terrible looking creature, and it thrashes a moment, and then it's like it just not dissolves, but it loses its physical stability and kind of just splatters into a puddle of ink almost.
Cohesion lost.
Well, that's horrifying.
that sounds positive though. Like we like that happened to it, you know.
Avatea will call out and just kind of like alert everyone. Shot small one, vanished, gone. Big one only.
Lawrence like, what?
Big what?
Big creature still.
You know, Alia is also confused, but she's still hiding. She's not gonna like say something, but
Do you
she's
move?
Nope. Avatea is pretty safe feeling on top of the cart for now.
Alright, then it
Those
is
are
the
parts
mass's
of the
turn.
tentacles.
Icaros, you will be next. The mass once again undulates, its tentacles moving in unpleasant ways, and another creature pops free. This one moving. Let's see.
Gross. Gooey.
It undulates.
The
How
And then-
stinky.
large one will be giving you a good ol' thwap, Icaros.
Eh.
Goodness gracious.
No, the hell it won't.
Damn.
Yeah, that does nothing. So, gosh, these rolls. Actually, you know what? It swings its tentacles at you, misses. But there are yet more tentacles to swing. It's re-rolling.
Just like one of my Japanese animes.
My defense roll was a 4.
Your defense roll was a 4 total?
Yep.
The these extra tentacles, they swing at you, and they slam against your armor. And while it doesn't hurt you, it is enough to move you. There is an otherworldly weight behind them. You take no damage, but only just.
You're heavier than you look.
It makes noises that make your head feel unpleasant.
Yeah.
Oh no.
La, 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 la.
And it will move a little bit. And then it is your turn, Icaros.
So, is this thing dead? The writhing mass to my
Yeah,
back
it has
left?
the little dead marker.
I didn't see that. Okay. I forgot that there was a little dead marker. Okay.
There's a little dead marker.
Grabs Bendy. Huh? Hmm.
And then, Damien, you will be up after Icaros.
Does it seem like there's an origin point for these noodles?
The biggin.
No, yeah.
They're coming out of the biggin.
For the biggins noodles, like, is there like a center mass?
If you want to look, it's going to take some focus. You're going to have to really look into the thing.
Hmm.
And look at all the good that that's done us.
That's fair.
Do you want to stare at the creature that can only attack you if you have stared at it too much?
Don't be a coward. Do it. Florence would. Except he's not.
She will
It's such,
interpose
like-
herself once again with the critter. While she doesn't take the great amount of focus that might be needed to find any particular center point, she'll use the length of her halberd again. She'll take it a little bit further down the haft, and she'll make a wide swing near the center-ish to see if she can feel it catch on anything that isn't noodly, or maybe a little bit more substantial. And she will take an attack and try and knock this thing a little off its kilter, or at least hurt it some more. We do.
Is
Oh,
this
yeah,
aspect
do I-
that I gave you, by the way, does it need to go before or after a roll, or how does invoking something like this work?
It should go afterwards. So I got a 2 as a fair. I'll take the free invoke on the boiling blood, we'll call it, enchantment that was given to me, or aspect that was given to me by Aaliyah, and I'll make that a 4.
All right. Do-do-do. You swing at this mass once again, and you feel much the same. You feel the slightest catch, as if, almost as if you ran your blade through a puddle of water. And it goes through, and another splatter of dark ichor across the ground.
Alright. Oh. Well, acknowledging that, can she get any closer to the critter?
You are as close as you can get without trying to climb into the critter.
That might be a consideration I'm gonna make. Proceed.
Okay.
Enter.
Then we move to Damien.
With what Damien saw of these creatures' magical aura, right?
Mm.
Is there any way of trying to dispel that? Or is that just coming from them? Is there no way to
It's just
stop
coming
that?
from them.
Okay. Then in that case, Damien is going to think back to his work and see if there are any possible seals that he knows that could stop this thing from reproducing.
Would you like to roll seals?
I would like to roll seals.
Make
and
a
sea
roll.
lions. Yes. I got 3.
So in essence, this is a create an advantage action.
I'm trying to think if there's an aspect I can invoke here to give myself a +2.
I'd say currently you are at a normal success
Yeah.
because you're
I
just
would
trying
like
to stop
make
it from
that
moving.
better. Yeah. I'd like to invoke my aspect. Remember, it's in the details with a fate point to see if I can add a +2 to that.
Okay. So you acquire an aspect to place on this thing with 2 free invokes.
Okay.
What is the aspect you'll add? You said that it was
And-
something to immobilize it, so
Well,
something in that vein.
specifically, I said it was to stop it from reproducing.
No more tiny noodles.
No more tiny guys coming out of it. Is that possible with a 5?
with a 5 to prevent tiny noodles. Yes, asterisk.
Yes, asterisk. Okay, I'll take it.
I will say, due to
For-
the nature of interactions of this, something a little weird may happen.
Oh man, weird stuff.
Yeah, Bendy picks up,
Oh,
stares
well,
at.
Hey, they're talking about
Damien,
weird stuff.
for flavor, he's going to clasp his hands together and close his eyes and begin to slowly kind of speak otherworldly words. And as he does, the creature's own blood on the ground begins to form a spell circle around it, kind of in black snow.
Black snow. Ooh.
That sounds like some Stallcraft shit. You breathe that
And
in, you get
so-
+10 radiation.
And so, do you have an aspect specifically for it, or are you just wanting it to essentially be an effect?
I mean, I imagine the aspect would be like, I'm trying to think of how to word this, like a seal of confinement or like a seal of
A seal of singularity?
yes, seal of
Consolidate.
singularity. That's perfect. No, seals, yeah. I think that works.
Nice.
I think for fairness,
And if,
and because
in
of
fact,
the-
Damien, that's what Damien shouts out as his anime move.
Oh, so good.
does hand sign seal of singularity. So
Excuse me.
I think.
Sorry, I just burped nastily.
Oh,
I was saying,
you're fine.
Excuse me.
So I think because of what you're specifically trying to do, would you say that it is fair to treat this as a mechanic of each turn it is invoked prevents it from creating another creature?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll spend.
We'll say that
It's
this
like
turn.
a turn to invoke it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, not like a turn to invoke, but say when its turn comes up, someone has to invoke it to prevent it from spawning when it would spawn.
Okay.
Does that seem fair?
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right. Would you like to move on your turn?
No, Damien's hunkering down as he's just formed this seal, and he's just like looking around himself to make sure nothing's gonna sneak him.
Okay. Next up is Aaliyah and Florence. What are you two doing in this moment? As you don't know what's going on.
I'll go second this time. Is that okay?
No,
Well, too bad. Well, hi.
fine. I'll go first this time. Well, situationally, as far as what she can see, it doesn't seem to have changed much. Although, of course, as a player, it does seem like we're making progress. It keeps splattering Icar, even if Alia can't see exactly what's happening. Splatters Icarus. Which is very rude
It's-
behavior to just be splattering like that, but you know.
To be fair, I am hitting it with a halberd before it splatters.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, like I see that part. I just don't necessarily see that the blood and all that. Like as far as she can tell, you keep missing. As a matter of fact,
Swing
she
it.
doesn't think you're hitting anything at all. But
Swinging at
That's
thin
fine.
air.
yep.
Icarus seems entirely nonplussed. She's just swinging away. This is business casual.
It doesn't seem like necessarily new behaviors for her. That is true.
Oh, Lord, she's killing again.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
So what do you do, Aaliyah?
You know,
Do you
I was just
perceive?
thinking that I still don't think perceiving is really a great idea, because it seems then like three of her companions can see what's going on. Avatea is clearly shooting at something. Damien is clearly, I don't know, saying his weird words over there and making it snow all weird over near him.
There's no snow here,
So-
by the way, just to be clear.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it was,
that's
it,
what
was-
I'm
it
saying,
was
yeah.
flavor. It was flavor.
Yeah,
It's the
I
flavor
know.
of his
Doing.
black
I'm
snow.
aware.
Yeah, it's all
Just making
ashy.
sure.
It's all weird. That I suppose. I mean, it seems like helping them still seems like a pretty great idea. So perhaps she just starts filling in her magic at them to continue to create aspects. How does that sound as a plan, everybody? That sounds like a good plan to me.
Wait, what?
Mr.
I'm
Cr-
sorry. What?
You wish to create an advantage, Aaliyah.
I think Aaliyah will attempt to create another advantage. Now, is there a limit to how many aspects she's allowed to try to do this, or is she allowed to keep doing this for as long as the combat keeps going?
More or less, yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna let you stack them on people.
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily try to do that. That's a lie. I totally would try to do that, so that's good to know ahead of
Mhm.
time. So just been like, I'm gonna give her double bloody veins.
Wow, it
Hey,
seems
I'm
to
done.
not work, and you have
Hanky.
canceled each other out in a strange magical interaction.
I'm
Icarus,
giving
you
her
take
deep
50
vein
damage.
thrombosis. Oh no.
Her veins explode.
50 shifts of damage explodes.
Have you ever seen someone, what's it called? Someone's varicose vein explode? That
Ugh.
Yeah.
everywhere?
Okay. I think, I mean, Damien's doing stuff. I'm doing stuff. Aaliyah has magic. She can see what Damien's doing, because Damien is clearly using very overt magic as well. Like, he is over there finger waggling.
Humma numma numma nah.
Yeah, Aaliyah feels like downright amateur just stabbing her poem like that. That's just crazy. Let me see. What are they trying to do that she could use her enchantment magic? Maybe Avatea. Maybe make Avatea similarly accurate. Boost his enchant him somehow. Enchant him with blood magic. Did Avatea, is he trying to move towards this? Remind me what Avatea is doing.
Amatea is sitting on top of the cart, making sure nothing gets near the cart, and just taking shots to try to like pin them down from far away.
For the viewers, Avatea is off screen to the left. Fairly far.
Let's do that. Can I similarly enchant him with an aspect that will let him see better, be more accurate, and also improve his rolls into his attacks?
You can try.
I think that sounds good. Why don't we give him a bloody eye? It might make him panic, but the red makes him see better. I mean, fuck it. Let's try it. I'm just gonna experiment with it. I mean, if this is my entire intention had been that Aaliyah would be fairly offensive, but if she cannot see a target and she's been told to not try to see the target, I think I'm gonna just play with her having a very high magic enhancement or enchantment score and see what we can do with it.
Because it is so far away, I will say it is going to be a bit more difficult.
I see. Would you tell me in advance what score I have to hit, or will I just send it and find out?
Let's see, this distance, you've already been using magic today. Because remember, magic is very draining, ultimately. You're probably going to need a 3, I would say.
Now, before I start spamming all of this stuff, would that imply that for a typical combat, I shouldn't expect to be allowed to use my magic skill the entire combat, like over and over and over? Or is that kind of a situation that he's far away?
You'll get... So, a little bit is because he's really far away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're looking at 80 feet, easily. More, probably.
Okay.
But also because, yeah, like I said, your spells are one use a day because magic is draining. It is difficult to use for extended periods for lots of things.
Okay, got you. All right. Well, in this case, I still think it's probably a good use, just because otherwise I risk using a turn of notice doing nothing. You said it's a 4 to notice it. My average is 1, so I'm unlikely to be able to do that. So I think right now I might as well
remember,
use the
you
turn
can
while...
boost your notices as well with a +2 if you can.
I can, but my average, like, considering this dice, the average roll is a bad result, actually. So even boosting it with a 2, that would give me a 3. I'd be relying on getting lucky to be able to perceive this thing in this case. So I think her aim would be that using her magic to help the others right now is still a good idea, especially because if it's a 3 to hit him, I do think I can land a 3 still. That shouldn't be too hard. So let's try it. I'm going to try to plant an aspect on Avatea. And if I'm aiming, like thematically speaking, he's using a bow. I'm going to try to make his accuracy better. And as a blood magic, so I will call the aspect Seeing Red, and it gives him basically Terminator vision. If he invokes it, anyway.
Make a roll.
We like Terminator vision.
Hell yeah. Right, give me another real good roll here, video game. Or tabletop game.
Close enough.
A 2.
Oh, that's 2. I will go ahead and spend one of my points. My fate points did not get reset. So I'll just add 4 there. Yeah, mine didn't. And then
Mine also
just,
didn't.
I guess I need to work on that a little bit.
Fate point is now 3. I've used one, so I will increase that to a 4.
I will.
What
On
are you
that note,
invoking?
I will. Go ahead.
What? Sorry.
What are you invoking for the +2?
My aspect to your magic runs through your veins.
Okay. Avatar,
I
what were you
invoke
saying?
my aspect. That shit mine.
Mm-hmm.
Avatar. Avatar. What were you saying?
No, I was saying. For the past couple of sessions, my fate points haven't reset either. I've manually reset them since that got brought up.
I only did
thank-
it end of last session, so I'll see if I can fix that again. Right.
Okay.
So,
I have a tiny burb. Yes, yes.
you have made a 4, thusly, you have beaten it by 1, so you get the aspect seeing red. Avatar.
Cool. Does that just like permanently, like, do I always see with the red eyes, or do I have to activate it to see?
You have to. It is an aspect that you can invoke for a +2, and you get to invoke it for free once.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to pay a fake one.
Okay. And flavor-wise, does that flavor my eyes in any way, or is that just like how Icarus's veins are popped out?
That would be up to you.
Yes. Yeah, I think Aaliyah's magic is blood magic, and that is typically how it would manifest. And I think that, yeah, you would notice it might be that he sees, for example, red in the periphery of his vision. And that might typically be panicky in the same way as if someone has high blood pressure, or if they're like, seeing red, they're angry, that like red hue just with the. But in this case, he would most certainly know that it was a magical thing. And then it would be that like, oh wow, if you just like focus on that, you just squint a little bit, damn, it's like Terminator vision. Oh, cool. So yeah, you do have a visual. Well, I guess other people would see that your eye is red, but I mean, you just see this other thing. But I think
Okay.
that
It's
is
like
how it
you,
manifests.
It's like you had a blood vessel pop in your eyeball.
Albatea is gonna freak out a little bit at first. They're not gonna focus on it because there are other matters at hand, but someone's gonna need to explain themselves later.
You don't know necessarily where it came from because you can't see Aaliyah.
That is a phenomenal question that I did mean to ask. In other tabletop game systems, for example, you would have to be doing something very specific to not be seen using magic. If she is hiding, and the incantation of the magic, as I've always seen it, is simply the presence of blood and her will. She doesn't gotta say a prayer, she doesn't have to, whatever. Is it something that innately she can do and stay hidden? If, is
Not
allowed?
necessarily. It's just right now you are in pitch black.
Got you. Okay.
It makes sense to me though. For like example, if somebody is sensing magic.
Well, it makes sense that it's context sensitive. Like, I do think of how in the first time when she was using magic to look for the smell, right, of the things when she was with Icaros, that I used the stealth checks specifically because I was in the middle of a cafeteria, right?
Yeah.
So it was, less about but in this case, it's
You're
like
in the dark.
context-wise, yeah, people don't know that she just cast a spell because she's in the dark, hidden.
The
Yep.
darkness.
The darkness.
And you can't see the creature, so. Alright. Florence, what did you want to do with your turn?
So Florence, he's trying his best not to look around or whatever, but he's following the light, right, to Florence, or to Icarus, and he shouts out, maybe a little worried, a little desperate, he's clearly a little bit out of his depth, and he shouts to her, Icarus, what the hell do I do? Pretty pointedly at her. This is allowed, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is allowed.
And then, looks at Ori.
As she's kind of wrestling with these little tentacles and whatnot that you can't quite see, She pauses, plants her feet, and looks at Florence and says, "Still determining. Just keep yourself away from whatever I'm facing. I'll try and figure out more about it when I have a moment." She seems very calm about this whole situation.
Well, if that's the case, I think everybody here is open to a character making a mistake, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Florence, after hearing that, lowers his hand and looks around himself closely, saying out loud, "Am I being pranked? What is actually happening?"
Roll notice.
Okay.
Because I know
Sorry,
that's
I
what you're going
couldn't-
for.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean?
You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you're looking around and you're wanting to.
Oh, no, I mean, yeah. Florence isn't like the brightest tool in the shed, so he should probably roll for stuff like that.
Do it.
Damn, I have such a wide spread of low-level skills. It's kind of crazy.
Everyone
Do
does.
that.
We're a thug.
So you need
Thug
a
and
4. So
I mean, I'm just rolling with what the gods give me on this one.
you're not gonna do any fate point shenanigans.
I mean, Florence isn't like life or deathing this looking around.
Okay.
He really thinks that everyone's like punking him or something. Cause he's like, nobody look, there's nothing here. And then Icarus is like, yeah, I guess just be careful. I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? So he's gonna look around. And
Wait.
You see nothing, Florence. Your friends are fighting something that's not there. Hard to tell if they're being serious or maybe dipped into something when you weren't looking.
Florence is about to tell the carriage just, we shouldn't have stopped, he thinks to himself. Stopping is always a mistake. Anyway, I mean, I hate to call it a dead turn, but I mean, you know, Florence,
You tried to notice again.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing.
It can be a fun roleplay thing here in a bit. All right.
Oh god.
So,
Yeah, especially when she gets eaten and split in half. The teacher's like, quit pranking.
so Avatea,
Yes.
it is your turn. What do you do?
Okay. So there is still the whirling mass, and Avatea kind of in a panic, not really knowing or understanding why
At
the
this-
corners of
never
their
mind. We're good.
Go ahead.
Never mind. Sorry, I forgot a thing. Go ahead.
Oh, good. Kind of noticing the corners of their vision going red. They're not gonna like full-blown panic, but they're also not gonna be able to not focus on that. So they're going to like, kind of in a fear that the creature is about to do something, is gonna full send just trying to shoot an arrow in between like the center of it, while hyper focusing on it to accidentally activate
Mm-hmm.
the effect.
I like that.
All right. Send your roll. Let's see what you got.
And then the +2 from the effect, not on the roll.
Once again. Actually, no. No, that is enough. Yes. Your arrow flies and then falls into the writhing mass. And it does seem to react to it. A part of it where the arrow landed flinches.
Avatea is gonna blink a few times, and then call out to Icaros, specifically. Something in the core is weird. It flinched when I hit it. Also,
As soon as the arrow lands in that location and it flinches like it did, Avatea can immediately see Icaros start honing in on that. Like she notices that support fire and that it actually reacted in a different way to that immediately and starts pressing that towards that section.
All right.
Do
Then,
you
yeah.
move?
No. Flavor-wise, Avatea is kind of gonna like lean the bow down and just start pulling their coat up and just trying to rub their eyes.
Okay.
But movement, no.
Then it
You
is
would have noticed,
the.
by the way, that his visual acuity was much better for that shot. Oh, it's great. It's glorious.
Why are my eyes red?
Why are my eyes red?
You know what? For the flavor of it. For the flavor. Savatea.
Mhm.
You get, while you're making the shot, just a moment of this vision, which I believe you should now be able to see. Yeah. So you can see a little extra for just a moment.
Nothing changed.
If you should be able to see some stuff if you scroll over to the monster area.
I don't see anything extra. I see the 2 writhing masses, I see Florence, and then there's
Oh, I
a
guess
weird
it's still
shadow
visible
bar.
because it was in the light. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought the one you wouldn't be able to see because it was technically outside, but it's not. Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Well, I guess technically you get a glance of where Aaliyah and Damien are.
Okay. Yeah,
You don't see shit?
I didn't see them, but flavor. I see them.
You would have technically, but anyway. So next, the writhing mass. You see it start to undulate. It is going to spawn again. Do you invoke your seal, Damien?
Would like to invoke the seal.
Okay. One free invoke down. It undulates, but nothing seems to come out of it. And its little movements become more vicious, angry.
Pause. Icaro says, effective.
And then
Damien,
it continues.
he's like huffing and puffing. He says, I sure hope so.
So, the things move. The small little mass that was skittering away towards Damien seems to stop, do a U-turn, comes back to you, Icaros. And so now, you will take 2 angry attacks.
Whack.
First, we will do the small writhing mass.
Meats. No effect.
It is actually a +1.
Oh shit, God.
Ah, 40F. I didn't see any bonus on it, so fair enough.
I
Sorry,
for monsters, I'm going to roll a blank roll, and then I'm adding outside, so you don't see what
Nice,
skill
nice,
it's
nice.
using.
It's using wriggle.
So, does a 1 beat your what you currently have for defenses?
The roll, yes. By base, no. I'm not
Okay,
sure
so
how you
what is
want
your?
to work that. So
Did you do a defense roll last time?
I did roll a defense roll,
Okay.
but it didn't change anything. So it was a net 0. I'm not sure how
Okay,
you want to work with that.
But
though.
what's the total? Plus your
That-
defending skill, which is armored.
2,
Okay, so it's a 2.
I think, if that's what you're asking. Yes.
Yes.
Why?
So, the small little thing swings at you. Its tentacles slide off of your armor. The big one, then its tentacles snap out at you.
My God, should I?
Finger guns.
And once again, while the first row of tentacles swings, misses you entirely, the second row follows it up as it uses another fate point to re-roll. Wow. Okay.
Finger guns.
Out of curiosity, given the aspect that I gave her, was it particular that it only she could only invoke it to help her attacks, or could she use it defensively as well?
Because of what it was, probably just attack.
I see. So I kind of got you. I'm more narrowly defining what those aspects do then versus character aspects, which are kind of more like if you can justify it sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if you can justify it, but in regards to Icaros, her defense is based on her armor skill, basically.
I
I
would
see.
say that I might have been able to make a case for using it for my active role, since as an active defense role, but not for if I hadn't taken a defense role, for example.
I see.
But
what
I
you
didn't
get.
need to, so.
Hey,
My rolls are terrible today, so this poor thing is doing literally nothing.
How do I monster?
Monster!
I'll move a little bit.
our actions were last week were pretty terrible, so happy to let the GM have the turn.
It's your turn to be
Icaros?
dumpy!
You are next. What do you do?
Alright, so we saw an arrow go into the center of this mass here and cause it to actually flinch. Icaros wants to try and hone in on that spot, and she shifts the way she's holding her halberd to present the bonking part instead of the slashy part.
Okay.
And she'll take a swing at where she saw the arrow impact. Bah. And a free invoke to make that a 5.
One moment.
Like how you suggested that your halberd has a slashy part and a bunky part.
It does.
Are you bonking it with the
has-
haft?
So halberd, axe head, pokey spear on the very end. Reverse from the
Spike.
axe head will be like a pole axe, like
Be
a
a
pole.
spike.
Not in this particular one, at least not the way I intended
Then-
it. We can.
Then you're looking at a... frick, what's it called? I can't remember. There's one that specifically has a hammer on the back, but it's not a or not a halberd.
Fair enough. I can deal with that. Stabby bit.
Okay. Regardless, what was your total roll?
5.
You swing into this creature, and it feels like your blade finds more purchase than it has before.
Okay.
The creature doesn't flinch, but it seems to start in your vision, it's almost like it's glitching, like it has that old TV chromatic aberration of colors not syncing up right.
Okay, so I have a question then. I used a free invoke on the enchantment that Aaliyah gave me. Can I also then use a fate point to invoke another +2?
If it is a separate one,
Indeed.
I will
All
say
right.
that it will not have any greater effect.
Not in any greater effect, so it wouldn't really change the outcome?
No.
Man, I figured adding more shifts to it would be nice.
In many cases, yes. In this case, no.
Makes sense. If it won't
Oh.
affect it, I'll just add the flavor to it. Those who are observing Icaros can see when she... So far, so good, horse. When she takes a swing at this point, you can see her sort of viciously take a step forward and almost grind the halberd a little bit further in than she was able to do before. Like she's found something vulnerable and a place for her to actually gain purchase on.
This creature has received a consequence.
Yes. That sounds very positive for us.
Like that.
And there is my defensive roll next time.
Okay.
Turn over.
So like, what did I see? Never mind. I'll ask when it's my turn.
For those of you who can't see the thing, you saw Icaros slam her halberd into the ground. Made a good bunk.
Do we hear anything odd out of curiosity? Like, do I hear wet, squishy squelches, or is it literally, as far as Aaliyah and Florence, like they're just hitting the ground?
They're just hitting the ground.
I think it is. So if this is some sort of eldritch creature, it's basically filling in the gaps in your perception to make it look as innocuous as possible. You're not actually seeing what's going on, you're seeing what you would expect to happen, or what your brain would fill in the blanks to show what was happening, if there wasn't really something there.
Or Icaros is going insane.
Basically
or Icarus
that.
going insane? They might be deluded. You are unsure. Damien, what do you do with your turn?
Damien sees that the seal is holding. And I think.
Can I ask
How
a
many
thought?
total?
Sorry.
Yeah. What's up?
Would Damien be able to feel like a magical like resistance on the seal? Like, you know, if you're holding something in, it would probably try to push its way out, right? Is that a thing?
Good question.
Seals like this don't have any feedback necessarily.
Okay.
It's kind of a work or they don't kind of thing.
Could Damien attempt to do a chant to strengthen the seal?
I'm going to say no.
No, okay. That's not how it works.
Because that would essentially be creating an advantage on top of an advantage.
Okay. Then could Damien start performing a chant to create a new advantage?
Yes, but it wouldn't be able to affect the creature directly.
Could it affect Icaros?
Potentially. Do you know any chance?
Not as a stunt, but I have chanting as a skill.
You do?
Yeah.
But do you know any chance?
No.
So you have to roll. See if you know of any chance, or if not.
Great. I will roll.
Oh my. You all have amazing rolls today, and I have absolutely terrible. It's all -2s and 3s.
Oh no.
That's because you're evil. You shouldn't be evil and instead be good.
Noting this down for later.
Oh no!
So what was your
There's a
general...
rock falling towards you.
What was your general
No.
chanting intent?
Do kind of give Icaros's weapon the ability to kind of harm the aura, the magical aura that I saw.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like make it specially attuned to this creature.
Something to deal with creatures of this nature.
Yes. Anti-tentacle weaponry.
So, this is something that Icaros has experienced before, because Icaros has gotten some chance. But in essence, when you roll for chance, if you're rolling for a chance you don't already have like set in your character, right?
Yes.
The better your roll, the more accurate to what you're exactly wanting you'll get one, but otherwise you will get one either related or not be able to think of anything, essentially. And these are fixed things that you will have forever. You will still have to roll for them, but it will just be like, I'm using this roll to see how well it does. Right?
So this is going to be something that I add to my sheet.
It's something I will be throwing in your sheet in just a moment. You may talk amongst yourselves because I have to take a couple minutes to go to the restroom, and then I will finish up this chant and we will continue. So, chat amongst
Alright.
yourselves, have some metagame. Wow, this situation's fricked up things. And I will be right back.
This situation is so fricked up. But it is interesting. I, too, am curious. Like, who is perceiving something correctly? Is it that noticing them,
Bendy sent me a
succeeding in
video.
this notice roll, has, like, caused them to perceive something as a distraction? Or is it that...
Maybe.
that
Yeah,
we
maybe
are
it's
the
just
ones?
like-
Is it that maybe Florence and Aaliyah are the ones currently being tricked that they're not perceiving something? You know, what direction does this go?
What if it's
I
just like some fucked up plants on the side of the
Mm.
road that are making us see this?
I'm gonna actually, just for fun, like, I was kind of like juggling it in my head, but like, I think just for fun, I might have Florence like actually kind of play into that theory a little bit. Like, Icaros, what are you doing? Are you okay? You know,
I mean, if that's his perception, you know.
I mean,
Actively
he's just
getting
a
in the
city
way.
dude. He has no. Dude, the first time he ran into something supernatural, it was because it jumped him, right? So he doesn't have
Oh,
the same
fuck!
instinct as the rest of the party. So yeah, I think he might play into that. It'd be kind of funny though, right? Like, you know, I mean, insanity is part of like the whole Eldritch thing, right? So.
Yep.
Oh no, the trust in humanity.
The World of Darkness has one of my favorite tabletop mechanics of, I think it's called Delirium. Every creature has a naturally high delirium. The stronger the creature, the higher it is, and those can force your characters to do things depending on your delirium stat. It can be fight, flight, or freeze. And I really enjoy playing around with that with Eldritch creatures.
I don't know how it would work, but I'm trying to think of the game. Can't remember. But I think you can literally get a status called like, I don't want to say it was schizophrenia, but it was like something like that. And what it would do is it would just make fake enemies appear. Right? Which kind of could screw you up a little bit if you're in a fight.
I like that though. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Like you would swing at them and then they would disappear. Which sucks because like what would happen, right, is like you would hallucinate a very powerful fucking monster, right? So you turn to it and then you attack it and then you get like chip damaged over and over again by the mooks. It was pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Crap.
Do you think this is
Alrighty.
related to what? Oh,
Oh, no, go ahead. Keep going.
I was just gonna say, do we think this is related to what's going on in the town, or do we think this is like just a completely separate thing?
I think this might actually just be a completely separate thing.
This feels, with the way all of the creatures around us were silent and the forest was like completely dead, this just feels like something that naturally occurs. If the other wildlife critters are used to it and they understood to fucking scatter, this could just be a thing.
It also might be why whomever knocked that tree down didn't actually attack us. They might have been airing away from this thing.
I'm gonna go with this is directly tied to what we're investigating.
Damien, you now have a chant in your extras.
Wow, 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 wow.
Thank you.
That is
Remember.
what you could remember.
The chant lyrics are humma numma numma na.
No, every chant has its own
I'm
words for
teasing
you to read out.
Aries. Picks up.
Ooga chaka,
Yes.
ooga, ooga, ooga chaka.
That's a good one.
Is this a prompt? You toss me the ball here.
I have tossed you the ball. Are you using it?
Damien kind of stands up after being exhausted from the already large seal he has and begins to push himself even further. He says, "It is in the light that grants us vision to see the unseen, to perceive all as truly is. Light grant us this blessing, reveal that which is as it is. That which isn't as it is, turn away the dark's deceptions and bless us with truth."
That's a good chant. I like that chant.
And what does it do for your target's information?
It
It's a little lower in the
It-
description.
accidentally closed it. That's my bad. It allows one to more easily perceive things of an eldritch nature.
Ooh, Thompson. Right
So,
on.
Icaros. Icaros
Hmm.
was the target, yes?
Yes.
So, Icaros, this thing is still making it's like it's glitching in reality, making it a little hard to like focus your eyes on. But as you hear Damien chanting behind you, it almost feels like the light from your torch flares just slightly, and this thing is more easy to focus on, even though it is all around.
Effective, she says.
Also, Damien, you permanently have that chant now. Enjoy.
We're chanting and hollering over here.
Chanting
Like the
and a
chant.
howl. Anything else with your turn?
No, Damien's gonna. Yeah, I imagine this magic has taken a lot out of him.
You
He's trying to
feel
conserve his energy.
chanting is pretty light on things, given it is more so like you're not the one doing it. You're more petitioning for magic to happen. But you still feel pretty tired from that seal.
Yeah, so gonna stay back, but within reach in case shit goes bad.
Mm-hmm. Aaliyah and Florence, it is your turns. What you doing? You cannot perceive this thing still. Stuff's weird. Your friends are going crazy and like smacking the ground real hard.
You want me to go first? Like, we'll just take turns.
Yeah, you go first this time.
Okay. Florence shoots Damien like a concerned look, and then he looks back to Icaros, and seemingly completely unaware of any danger at this point, he steps towards her and carefully like puts a hand on her shoulder, and he's like, "Icaros, what's going on?"
She doesn't shrug him off or anything along those lines, but she very carefully keeps herself between Florence and what she's fighting and says, "The nature of beasts that we are encountering can change quite a bit. This one, it's feeding you information so that it can hide itself. Trust that we're
What?
fighting something. Be careful."
What?
That's what she says.
And so I'm gonna say, with his turn, he's gonna kind of like shuffle behind her a little bit, right? Like not like playing into what she's already doing, and he's gonna say, "All right, damn, shit," and I guess being such a mundane character that can't see it, I feel like I'm wasting my turns. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm more just role playing at this point.
This is role playing, and it is very fair.
What kind of skills does he have? I mean, if he believes what Icarus is saying, that Icarus is fighting a threat that he can't perceive, what are some of his better skills? Could he potentially create an advantage as well?
I don't mind help because I seem to kind of like this is kind of tough for me, that part. So his skills, he has a lot. He has. I'm not gonna.
You want me to reveal them for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Because I can do that. If you give me just a moment.
It's the boy. The Florence. The thug.
So, I guess I should be clear. I did make a character that is, like, when it comes to being down on Earth, he's smearing his face on the dirt.
Oh, that's fine. That's good.
I have to remember how to do this.
So's Aaliyah.
Squinted Leah.
Oh yeah, except all the, the one thing.
Weird little Leshen creature.
What?
She does it in the bushes too.
What are you talking about?
Fucking with people's blood, not even saying shit.
I don't think that was her.
You can't prove that.
In both combats, she snuck around and
Hi,
did
Jar Jar.
blood party or did blood tricks
There we go.
in the shadows.
Character
You have no
one.
idea that she did blood tricks.
I mean, that's fair. It's true.
Blood
You have
Party
no
sounds
idea
like
that
a-
any weird bullshit happened.
Blood Party sounds like a genre of fanfiction
There's
I don't want
Florence.
to read.
Concise.
Bargle it! Bargle it! I really like Florence. Florence is a good character. He pleases me.
How'd you like him?
Is it because he's scrungly?
It's because he's scrungly, and most of the time Bendy plays him that if he does see something supernatural, he's just like, fuck it, I'm throwing hands. It's great.
Oh, his fear react is to swing.
His fear react is to have a Rocky moment.
That's why, actually, I kind of hope he gets ambushed, because, actually, but we've been ambushed, and the first fucking thing that happened was Florence punched him in the face.
Yeah, I think we got ambushed by the Wendigo, and the first thing that happened in that combat is that it took a clock to the jaw from the thug boy.
Or Ares, let me become, high-level D&D boxer man.
You are now a random goon who can punch things. Oh wait, you already were.
So that implies that one day I can become a something goon.
Yeah.
Level
A
99
gooner?
boss.
Level 99 thug.
Verily,
Yeah,
thank you for Sarah Straw's special. Everyone, including those of you in chat, please drink water. And everyone who is on stream, you must drink water. Stretch your hands. Posture check.
I feel
Take
like
care of
the
yourself.
only thing that Florence might actually do in this instance would be to, he was warned to not try and notice it, but I feel like he would start looking, to be honest. But that's just my 2 cents.
That's my thought too. And as a matter of fact, I was just looking. So I looked at your skills. I got here, fisticuffs tells me you know how to fight. You see that this bitch be fighting, and you can tell she's not faking it. She's concerned about something. And also, you have a high concept, thug with a heart of gold. I feel like whatever's happening, Florence wants to help. He can't see it, and he's like, she's in trouble. Well, I gotta help. Got a heart of gold thing going on, right? I feel like maybe he tries to notice again, and then one of us, even you, invokes that high concept, that heart of gold, that you're getting desperate to be like, I need to help. What is happening? Let me help. What's going on here? And maybe have just that little bit more chance to get that notice off.
I agree.
Well, I don't. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, that's a great point.
Pickles
Well, as a
Bitty
matter
Billy.
of fact, other players are allowed to invoke other players' high concepts.
Pickle Blender. Tickles makes
So,
it.
so playing off that, I'm not gonna retcon anything, but like he's holding on to her, right? By her shoulder, and he looks over his shoulder, and he really looks at Ares big-eyed, really tries to figure out what is actually happening. He hears Damien saying some crazy shit. Everybody's missing, and Icarus seems serious, so we're gonna roll notice again, yeah?
Roll notice.
Oh, notice invoking a thug with a heart of gold for a +2.
Also, I'm gonna say, like, when it comes to chanting, Florence probably does. So it's like, what the fuck? Actually, all this magic, he's like, oh my god.
You have not seen Aaliyah do any magic, to be clear.
He's gonna,
Yeah.
It's gonna be a moment when that happens. So,
So you
did I not
rolled-
roll it?
You did.
Did it not
You
go?
rolled 2 notes. Scroll down.
Oh.
So you did roll a 2, and if you are invoking your aspect, I will give it to you. That would make it a 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure to remove 1 fate point from yourself.
Alright, this is like the second fate point I've spent.
So,
They're 4.
Florence,
Mhm.
your friends have been swinging at nothing and working really hard to do something against thin air for minutes now. You stand behind Icaros, unsure of what's going on. You peek over Icaros' shoulder. Squint your eyes, like, what is harrying your friends like this? Then you blink. And suddenly it's almost as if you're surrounded by these black, inky tentacles that just don't feel right in your mind.
Surrounded, you say? And so he just kind of gets the vague but definitely there, like, idea of being surrounded by black inky tendrils.
You can see them now. You
Oh,
can
okay,
see
okay.
this giant mass of just what looks like a living spaghetti, but pure black, writhing, squirming.
So you're not really surrounded, but you can see that I'm kind of surrounded by them.
Yeah, you see a lot of it. Like a lot.
Okay.
Indeed, V. There are tentacles.
And
Tentacles.
sorry for I have 2 for refresher questions. How giant exactly am I seeing this?
Well,
Like
the
over-
main mass is 10 feet by 10 feet, so you're looking at like basically a very large car worth
Holy
of these
shit.
things. And then another one that's more like the size of a large dog.
Okay. Alright.
And then a puddle of what looks like ink on the ground where the dead one is.
So is that's pretty much it for my actions then?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, well Florence is gonna like suddenly buck up a little bit at the smaller dog sized one. And he'll exclaim, "Holy shit!"
Aaliyah?
I literally warned you.
But I couldn't see it.
He wanted to help his friends, they mean. He's like, I can't just stand around.
Aaliyah, what do you do?
Now that's a good question.
Oh, also,
Aaliyah's a little bit. Oh,
sorry, one sec. Florence, could you roll,
What's
I
that?
forgot
Oh,
which thing it's supposed to be.
Hope it's a nice one. Kind of.
Could you roll a notice for your initiative, please?
Notice for my initiative.
You now go on the initiative tracker. Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, gee willikers.
Whoa.
Golly, gee willikers, Batman.
You're
Let's see
involved
what you
in this
roll.
shitscape now.
You rolled a 1d0.
Well, I don't know why it did the second one, but the first one it was a 0.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I did that one. Never mind. Okay. So you have a 0. Ooh, Where's Florence? Florence is 0. That's fine. All right. Aaliyah, what are you doing with your turn?
Ah. my notice is 1, so even with a boost, I'm really unlikely to be able to perceive this thing. So I don't think she tries that yet. She's getting tired with the magic. Just to feel out the mechanics of how it might progress. If I were to try to use magic to enchant, say, for example, Florence this time, would she find that too difficult to accomplish, or would it just be progressively more difficult again to do it a third time?
It would be progressively more difficult and might reach the range of where you may not be able to do it. Or you may risk some side effects.
Do I
Negative
recall you
ones.
mentioned that if you try this and you fail, that instead...
You
something
could
negative
succeed with a
happens to my target?
great cost.
Got you.
Yeah.
Here.
I think... I think she might just need to skip the turn. She is of the mind that if she's being warned to try to not see this thing, that she takes it seriously. Damien has proven that he is knowledgeable on these things. Icaros has proven that he is dumb of ass. Florence is dumb of ass for trying again, right? He was clearly had no idea
he's a
what
good
was
boy.
happening. Oh, he's such a good boy, but just like noticing that, like, basically, like, she saw him being like, what are you doing, Icaros, what's going on? And then now he's like, oh, holy shit, and now he's also like, uh-oh, like avoiding stuff.
Yep,
So
you're right, by the way. Like,
So I think she truly believes something is happening here. She thinks Damien's got the right of it, and I think she might stand down on this turn. I don't think she has much else to do. Or she'll spend her time looking for something else. You know what? Maybe that's a good thing for her to try to do. Is there anything else going along? I suppose that's another notice check, but it isn't at this creature. She's not trying to perceive what they're fighting. I think she's going to try to use her turn to determine, is there a source of what's happening? Is there something else? Is there some spooky cult nerd hiding in a bush with, like, finger puppets doing something?
Roll notice.
So I think that's going to be the notice she rolls. I think what I will do is try to use my aspect to boost it, though. And in particular, let's see. I think I like the idea of using her aspect, you're no longer one of them. She sees what's been going on with Damien's explanation, seeing what's happening here. Maybe she has more experience with the Eldritch that might help her discern something. To give herself a plus.
I would say with that one you wouldn't be able to, but your high concept you would.
The thing that goes bump in the night. We'll try that then. We'll do that.
Okay.
Same idea. So
Wait, do you have an aspect that's title card?
Go on. We're moving on. I didn't hear. You know. Whatever.
Leave you, Graves.
So I roll and then use the aspect after seeing, or
We
basing
roll
whatever
and then you can pay a fate point to that. So if you pay a fate point, it'll put it up to 4.
Let's pay a fate point and put it up to 4.
Oh, Leah, lovely
Leah's haunted.
Leah. You
Leah's
are looking around. You are looking around, trying to find what could be the source of whatever's happening to your friends. You look to the left, down where you came from, down the road at the cart. You see nothing. You look to the right. You see darkness, maybe just the faintest glimmer of those lights that driver saw circling around. But it's when you move your vision back over to scan again that you see them. Black, writhing tentacles.
She wasn't even trying to look for him, and you're making her find those anyway.
Any notice roll above a certain amount gives you perception of the creatures.
She tried to avoid it. She did her
You
best.
see it. You see the noodle, now the noodle's in your head.
The noodles.
Oh.
Can I use that notice result as my initiative?
No. You will have to roll it separately, just like everyone else did.
I said that just to bully you, but yeah. Ha! Bully.
Ignore the 0.
I thought I
You
could
got
get
a
some cooler
2.
results, everybody. I tried.
Nah. Part of the noodle, part of the crew.
Part of the noodle.
The GM saw me trying to be cute.
Alrighty. So, given that
She
puts you at the
mur-
top
you
of the
hear
turn
from the
order,
bush. She goes, "Damn it."
given that puts you at the top of the turn order, I'm going to say that we're going to treat that as your turn on the initiative, just so that you're not double turning, essentially.
Rude.
That's fair.
That's rude. That's rude, Aries. You're rude.
And we will go to Avatea. It is
Very
your
harsh
turn.
of you, but fair.
I'm doing it for the case of letting other people do things.
Oh, for
What?
sure.
Why the fuck is Popeye's chicken got One Piece on it right now?
One piece. Aaliyah, you are welcome to move if you wish still. You did not use any movement.
You know what? Yes, she will move.
Yeah, 6
Uh,
squares.
She will move, because to do her proper attack, she does need to be in ambush range.
Just act like you don't see it. Gaslight the noodle into not attacking you.
She's whistling, like hands in her pockets. Yeah,
Alright.
she'll come right over here.
Avatea, what you doing?
Gaslight noodle keep. There's progressively been more of the small ones, right?
Up until Damien did something, yes.
Then Avatea is gonna look at one of the small ones next to Icaros, and Avatea is gonna try to shoot that one first.
Okay. Make a roll.
Remember, you have one more free invocation
Jesus.
of your.
Kills the
Christ.
shit out of the tiny one.
Oh, maybe you don't need it.
I think that
arrow.
shit should ricochet off the tiny one and also hurt the big one.
The arrow falls into the smaller mass. Florence, it sails right past you, lands in this thing. And it doesn't so much make as a noise, but you think that you hear something. It's like grating screech as it seems to lose substance and fall into a puddle of what looks like ink.
You hear someone in a deadpan voice say "splorch" as the sound effect for it. That's what
Holy
you
shit, he says again.
hear.
Avatea, do you move?
Avatea is not gonna move, but Avatea will respond to Florence. I told you you do not see them until you know they exist. They exist.
Well, I believe it now.
Icaros is like, I think he just made his confusion worse.
Do you move, Avatea?
Nope, that will be the end of Avatea's turn.
Is the writhing mass? It is going to try to spawn. Are you using an invoke, Damien? To prevent a small
Yeah,
one?
Damien will use the last free invoke.
Last free invoke done. Again, it like puffs up and then nothing happens and it makes a frustrated wiggle squirm.
Oh, it's frustrated, is it? Kicks over.
It's
You can't
going
move.
to move. It seems to have realized that it can't do very much against you, Icaros.
Get your ass back here.
And its tentacles snap at you, Florence, this time.
Hello?
Ooh, that's a
no.
stabbing.
What is
So-
your defensive skill? Something like physique or something?
You're supposed to take your frustrations out on me, noodle man, noodle creature.
Can he stuff it with a punch? As
No.
defense.
Oh.
No.
What? Come on, Ares. That would be so cool.
If you had taken the defense action, perhaps.
Oh. Let me see here. Let me look at all my shit. This is sad, truly.
Physique, armor.
He's gonna. So it's like slithering at him all aggressive, like.
It sort of seems to sidestep Icaros, and then some tentacles snap out at you.
All right, he's gonna try to juke it.
Well, you only have a passive defense skill at the moment, so what is your defense skill you're using?
I mean,
It
using
is
physique.
a 2.
So it is passive, so you don't get to roll. So it's a
Oh,
2.
I'm sorry. 2. My bad.
So you have a 2.
Mm-hmm.
These tentacles swing out at you, and they hit you hard, but it's not like you've been punched before or things have hit you before. Even getting tackled doesn't feel like this. There's no pain. But suddenly your head, oh God, your head, it hurts. It's like your brain is trying to explode out of your skull.
Brains aren't
As
supposed to do that, man.
you ultimately take, God,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Can I re-roll? Wait, I can't re-roll.
rolling isn't a thing.
Damn.
That's fine. It's fine.
You
It
take-
didn't even.
You take 2 shift to your anima.
Oh,
So that's like, is that box number 2?
So you have to click box number 2, and if you don't have something that is a 2 or higher for your boxes, you have to take a consequence to stay in the fight.
So I don't take a consequence now, right?
Not unless
Because
you
I have a 2.
Yeah, if you have a 2, then you just check the 2 and you're good.
Okay, so
Holy
Florence,
hell.
I'm
My
just gonna
house
say
just
it.
shook.
Okay.
Stormy.
Oh shit.
Hmm?
I heard. So I'm gonna just say that Florence like got whipped in the side, right?
Yep.
Something like that. So Florence, he just kind of, and he reaches down, like he's gonna grab it, but he gets hit with this lightning like headache, and he grips at his temples, and he shouts, and his knees buckle almost, right?
Hmm.
And he's groaning, and he's holding, and he's clenching his hair, almost pulling it out, but he doesn't actually fall to his knee, and he stands back up, and he closes his eyes for just a moment. But he can't really communicate. I would say he probably doesn't communicate besides that. He's gripping at his head. And as my head.
You can all see that.
I gave him a fucking concussion.
The beast did not hit him in the head, though.
We do notice that. We do see that.
Yeah.
He wasn't hit in the head.
Icaros, it is your turn.
Hmm.
This thing is still glitching. Kind of.
But before I take my turn, she raises her voice and says, "Is it looking any different to any of you that can see it?"
To answer for all of you, no. Well, I mean, you can see that it's kind of like twitching and glitching ever so slightly.
So it is having a similar effect for them as it is for me, yeah, Ares?
Yes.
Okay.
As to whether they communicate that or not is up to them.
She asks. She says that.
Damien says it hasn't changed. For him.
She cocks her head.
Aaliyah's still stalking in the dark. She doesn't reply. Although, she only just now began to perceive it, so it hasn't changed in the few seconds she's even been aware of it. But she'll have to explain that part later.
She hefts her halberd and says, "Florence, it doesn't seem to be able to move very far. When you move into attack, move out afterwards." And then she swings at the same spot that she was swinging at before. She's trying to hit that same critical location
Right.
with her halberd. Three.
3 will do 1 shift to it.
Would adding 2 more shift to it affect anything?
No.
Nuts. She takes her halberd, sort of shifts to try and give Florence the
Before you
opportunity
start.
to get behind her. Go ahead.
Oh, I want to ask you a question. It's very important. How do you do this?
Ah! Understood. Florence takes a hit to his side, and it seems like it affects his mind. So he sees that, and he can feel Icarus sort of interpose herself and her armor between him at that point, and she actively shoves this thing back, and then, while almost stepping into its square and its area of influence, she takes the halberd up and swings it in a very heavy down or up from down arc, and slams it onto that location.
You slam
Using,
the... Go ahead.
When she makes contact, she slams it down, and she sort of plants her feet and presses even further.
You slam your halberd down into this writhing mass of inky abomination. And then it starts thrashing, screeching this sound that all of you can hear, but feels like you should never be able to hear what this thing is doing. It feels wrong. And then you press down Icaros, and the thing sort of lets out one more sputtering thrash at the world for it to loses cohesion and splatters to the ground in this inky black pool that is at best unpleasant to look at. And oop, wrong thing, sorry. And the air goes still.
Disgusting. Well, she comments, it seems that it stopped moving. Does anybody know what that was?
I
Also,
think go
all
ahead.
of you, short moments after, you get just that time to just settle, take that breath, calm ever so slightly, and that's when you feel the tinges of that headache just tickling all of you. Just like that feeling of, I don't feel great, but I can keep going.
Oh, it did not abate after this thing died, huh?
I think it may have just fatigued us a little bit.
Lawrence kind of he finally does take a knee, and he rubs at his head. I imagine he probably still feels more from that than the passive wave of headache, right?
Yes, Florence, your head is pounding. You've had crazy, crazy nights that did not result in a morning that felt as bad as this.
He's groaning on the knee, rubbing at his head, eyes clenched closed. My fucking head. Ugh.
Icarus strikes at the spirit over the body. Let's get you back to the carriage. She puts a hand on his shoulder.
Does a corpse remain where this thing died, or did it melt into water like other bits had?
It turned into like a big puddle of ink that as you stare at it, firstly, the longer you stare at it, the more it seems that headache starts to grow. But the edges do seem to be receding. It's getting smaller.
Well, the cart is catching up. Avatea is like jotting all this down in their grimoire.
Collect some of it if you're wanting to keep a trophy, Ikaros says. As she's guiding Florence back to the carriage.
Alia comes
Damien,
walking down the road out of the darkness and is like, "You all did really well."
Lawrence
nods.
shoots her a glance, like, where were you? Not like super aggressive, but he wants to know.
In the dark, she says, hiding. I was told to
Icar-
hide, but she kind of adds briefly before, she's like, I was keeping a lookout.
Ikaros glances at Aaliyah and then tilts her head and says, she was casting spells from the darkness.
Oh well. I wouldn't touch it with my bare hands if I were you.
And
Ikaros
casting
seems
spells
to
from the darkness, Alia says.
Ikaros seems to have clayed it onto that one pretty quickly.
I think she's the only one who's seen her casting magic spells so far, too.
I don't think Ikaros has, because remember the thing at the monastery was non-canon.
Yeah, the
Technically.
thing at the monastery, at minimum, is it has not happened yet.
Oh, I see. Oh. Well, then she just has a sheepish appearance on her face then, but doesn't confirm or deny it. But clearly it's like, oh, okay, well, Icarus is apparently familiar with the sensation. Keep that in mind. She'll keep that in mind for later.
Ikaros is very familiar with her own body, and the only one that wasn't doing something that she could nail down was Aaliyah. So she's taking a shot in the dark, and your reaction confirms it. She's guiding Florence back to the carriage. She looks at Damien and says, examine Florence. Make sure there aren't any lingering effects. He's the only one who took a major hit from it.
Damien will walk over. Light is lighter. Follow the light with your eyes. And
Lawrence
just like go
clearly doesn't really want to, but he forces his miserable eyes open, and I assume Ares, like, he's healthy, right?
Physically, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't seem to have any particular problem doing it.
Take
He
a
just
closer
seems to
Damien-
not really like to have his eyes open.
Take a closer look. Make sure nothing lingers, Ikaros says before she turns away, and starts to sort of sentry around the carriage, making sure nothing else sneaks up on us.
You know, if Icarus steps away to do that, Alia will join her and more or less just accompanies her, making sure that similar to that checks on the drivers and all of that. But then, gonna ask her, like, have you had magic cast on you before?
Yes.
Oh, that's rare, she says.
The drivers are looking concerned. Is whatever was going on okay now?
It seems
You're
to be
all-
clear for now.
You're all acting strange.
Can Damien take a magical look at Florence?
You have used your one thing for the day.
I have, but like, just like with my eyes and ears.
Do a
See, is there
magic
any,
check.
Like, yeah, like traces of like physical symptoms that might be indicative of other magical effects.
Yeah, you can roll that.
Would that be
If you're using magic, it would be your magic skill.
magic lore, maybe?
Yeah, magic lore. That'd work.
Yeah, all right.
More so looking at that point for the signs of magic as opposed to...
Could I spend a fate point to reroll that?
Yeah, you can.
I would really love to.
Then do it.
Much better.
You got a 3?
Much better.
Damn.
You don't see any signs of lingering magic. Most of what you see is just that Florence is clearly in some sort of severe discomfort and that his eyes are struggling to, they're twitching slightly.
Make sure you get some rest, buddy.
Avatea's gonna perk up. Hey, by the way, speaking of weird eyes, could someone explain mine? Because I don't think it was those things, I think.
Icaros takes a moment and then glances at Aaliyah.
Aaliyah smiles. It's a very much a smile of like, I'd prefer we not talk about it. But she doesn't like say don't. Like she doesn't give the like ixnay or whatever. But she doesn't say anything. If Icarus looks at her and she just has a smile on her face, like that's
Icaros
crazy.
says, if you're going to be working in a group, they need to know that it is something that you can do. At least the markers of it. Otherwise, they'll struggle against your abilities, which could prove fatal in a fight. She seems rather stern about that.
Alia kind of like, well, I did that, she says. It wasn't a good time to explain it at the time. I didn't know what was happening, but she has little breath. I wouldn't call it an apologetic expression per se, but she does have it is a little bit of a sheepish one. And kind of like raises her hand and she shows the palm of her hand, which is still injured, but like considering the size of the wound, it's not bleeding as much as it did. That's part of her magic, of course, though, that it uses that. But she goes, I can use some limited amount of magic to do things, and I couldn't see what you two were doing, but it was clear you were fighting something earnestly, and so I did what I could to help. Sorry if it scared you, she says to Avatea.
I appreciate. I shot them good with it, I think, but it did scare me. There was a good moment where I thought that it was related to the creatures.
She gives a little laugh. No, it's not related to the creatures. It's not usually permanent either, so you'll be okay.
Lawrence grabs at his head one more time and mumbles, I can't believe you people like this hocus pocus shit.
That's
Kind of
why I
earnestly.
didn't want to just
Icar-
like start talking about it, is that not everybody is, good. She says, as though that part's like, it's like, see, I told you, Icaros, like, you didn't have to talk about it. See, it's fine. See, you'd rather, but
True, but he's part of this group as well. And if you need to do something with your magic to him, it would be best that he knows not to struggle against that particular brand.
No, I was talking about that thing that touched me. The moment it touched me, it just, ugh.
She looks pointedly at Aaliyah, and you can hear a sort of hollowly from the helmet. She takes off her helmet and pats Florence on the back and says, "You did well."
He looks at her like, no, I'm serious. I do not want that to happen again.
I
think-
did nothing to him, she says to Icaros.
She nods her head. I think that is a very similar sentiment, Florence, to many humans, both in and out of the city. However, it doesn't appear to have taken root quite yet.
Mm.
She seems it's as if she's saying, like, you and everybody else, buddy.
Yeah.
Damien would like to light a cigarette and just take a quick look at the area to see if like these things like came from any particular direction, or if they
You look around.
there's like a potential for more of them.
You look around. You don't see anything, and you're pretty sure at this point you would. It's just dark and quiet now. Very quiet.
I believe it's time for us to get moving. Florence in the carriage, take a chance to rest, recover your mental faculties. She looks at the carriage drivers and says, keep moving. If you see anything strange, call it out to us.
Oh, God,
Okay.
don't stop again. Or for the love of light, I should say, right?
Yeah. We get what you mean. So is it don't stop or call it out and see what's going on?
She glances at Florence and then glances at the carriage driver and says, "Call it out to us. You don't want to run into a dangerous situation."
Did we already run into one? You were all acting very strange.
She takes a moment. She has her helmet off and under her shoulder, or under her arm, and says, "Do you want a full answer, or would you like to be assured?" She looks at him pointedly.
He kind of blinks a little bit. Well, now that you say that, I feel like it's better that I just keep doing as I have been and nod and say yes.
Good. There was a problem and we killed it. All is well.
Good, good.
Aaliyah smiles and kind of like, it's very polite of you to offer them a full answer.
I would have just
Aaliyah
told
would-
him we almost got torn in half.
Icaros does comment and says, "Make sure if you're ever traveling at night again not to look too close at lights like that. Ever. At
Or
least if you're on
Well-
your own."
Will do, Hunter. Perhaps we should get going if this area's dangerous as it is.
Everybody aboard.
Oh, it is. It is.
So, unless anyone else wants to do something other than that, you all board the carriage. It begins moving again,
This has
clattering
been an
along the
eventful
road.
night.
And it is hours before of silence. It's hours of silence. It was decently late in the night, maybe 9 or 10, and then you spend hours, it's well after midnight. And then the early morn.
Damien is going to spend all night reading the book.
Okay.
He's not going to sleep.
What you reading?
Please, give yourself a mental stress. Anima,
Got
sorry.
Take
Go ahead, sorry.
Anyone else who doesn't sleep, please give yourself an anima stress. Otherwise,
Is it a situation where we kind of like take watch, or is like if I choose to sleep, is waking up for an hour allowed, for example, to help watch things, or no?
yeah, you can do that as long as you're getting like 6 to 8 hours of sleep.
Okay, cool.
Lawrence goes straight to eat.
Yeah, does not volunteer for a watch. He goes
I
to
say
bed.
I say we let Florence sleep through the night. It's one of the first things that Icaros says.
As people
Okay.
begin to speak up before Damien takes out the book, he'll just go, I'll take watch. I don't worry. I had plenty of sleep before we left.
Icaros watches.
Well,
Hmm?
that's fine. Yeah, Aaliyah will take a nap, but we'll tell them as well. It's like, hey, wake me up when it's my turn. No need for us all to sleep soundly while one of us has to just keep up all night, but do your best.
Damien
Smile.
will not wake anyone up for their watch. And just read the book.
Teo will do the same as Aaliyah of wake me up if you need me to stay up to do anything. Otherwise, I sleep.
The night passes. The sun barely starts to rise over the horizon. The sky is that cool blue before anything happens. At some point in the night, the driver has swapped with his younger compatriot so that he can get some sleep in the seat. And then all of you have awoken by this point, except perhaps Florence, if you want to sleep in. Any of you who have stress may remove them, other than Damien.
When people start waking up, Damien will put the book away.
Okay. And as you are at this point, you have left the forest. You are now on these grassy rolling plains. And the younger man who is driving the thing kind of like clears their throat, knocks on the wall of the thing of like, oh, something's kind of happening outside. And if any of you look, you see that there is a group of people on foot coming down the road towards you as you move along.
Hmm.
Are they traveling
Curiosity.
alongside the road, or are they actively like seem like they're
They're on
heading
the
for
road.
us?
They're not, it's not like they're beelining towards you. It's just like they're walking along the road, you know.
There's a lot of people, an unusual amount of people.
4
yeah, like
people.
how many? 4
Oh,
people?
2 tall ones, 2 short ones, all in full head-to-toe cloaks, hood up.
oh. Oh.
Mm.
Hiss!
Yeah.
Lawrence kind of continues to eat.
Damien is
Eat beef
going to
flutes.
Function
stare at
me.
them. And can he see any? Like you said armor,
Cloaks.
cloaks. Sorry. Can he see like any insignias, like any pins, special pins that are holding them together, or any recognizable symbol?
As you get closer, you can make out that the cloaks are very plain, like canvas cloaks. They're ratty, dirty, but unadorned with any sort of symbols or trimmings or anything.
Any weapons under the cloaks?
Not that you can tell.
Damien is, I'm gonna say, keep our head down. No reason to start a conversation.
If they're coming from the village, they may have information for us.
Coming from the village, they could be the problem.
All the better to find the problem and nip it in the bud now, then. Information or a quick end to the issue.
I worry of a cult, but it could be Hunter. Someone knows we're coming.
As the carriage gets closer and closer to them, they do move off the side of the road to get out of the way, but they do keep walking.
Suspiciously.
As they get close, I want to see. As we pass, I want to like get as close of a look as possible, and possibly like see if I can like keep any like, are they walking strange? Are they like keeping
Roll
a weird
me-
pace? Do they, again, weapon check as they're closer?
Roll me some investigation. Something
Gladly.
investigated.
As part of
I-
this, ouch. As
I
part of
will-
this, too, Icarus will knock on the carriage to slow down, and then she'll disembark. She's going to actually speak to them, but continue your action, Damien. Sorry.
I will use my stunt, turn all the stones. Once per day, I get to reroll an investigator empathy check.
Right. Reroll.
Better?
Much better.
I will also use a fate point to, and I'll say this: I am invoking my trouble here.
Trouble, okay.
I'd like to invoke my trouble to give this roll a +2. The truth is the only important thing.
You look these people up and down to the point where you're kind of hanging out the window just slightly. As you get closer and closer, and Icaros signs the carriage to stop. And you can make out that these are 2 adults and 2 children, for sure. They all seem to be walking with an unsteady gait. Some have limps, others, it just seems like they're struggling to move. And they're making sure to keep their hoods drawn low as possible, just staring at the ground right in front of their feet.
Are their hoods
Human-colored skin,
identical, uniform-like almost, or?
No, they're largely different, slightly different shades of canvas cloaks. They're ratty, patched.
Oh, okay. Traveling cloaks at large, but nothing identifying, I suppose.
And did I see like part of their faces? Like, could I see that if they were like human or?
You maybe got a glance of some of their faces, and it looked... the parts that you could see were relatively human, but you saw... Well, I'll type it out to you, actually.
My electricity is flickering. If I disappear, that's why.
No.
Oh no.
The sky is falling. Ah.
We must protect the Ori.
The sky is falling. Ah.
Good song though.
That is what you see, Damien.
Damon's gonna wait for them to get a good distance from the stopped cart, and he'll yell out the back, "Excuse me, are you coming from in town?"
They seem hesitant to stop.
Please, we're headed in to help. Anything you could tell us would be useful.
They finally do stop, slowly turn, and then look at each other. One starts coming towards the cart, but stops a good 20 feet away.
Is it one of the adults?
Is one of the adults. What would
Damien.
you sirs like to know?
First, I want to know what got you so sick.
Dale.
Take a step back.
Again, we are here to help. I only want to know, so we don't go in here blind and get sick ourselves and can't help. The best. Damon will kind of stop himself there. Please, anything you can tell me. Anything you could tell us.
It's a pestilence, sir. Gets to everyone who goes over there eventually. Someone over there is worshipping the night, bringing things in. Disease.
Worshipping the night. You know the person who's doing this.
No. It's just how else would such a pestilence come to be?
Of course.
Only those who don't follow the teachings of the light can cause such things.
What's your destination? If
Away.
you're leaving in that direction, you're not going to make it before nightfall.
And kind of look back at the people behind them. We'll be just fine.
You gave out food supplies, right, Icaros?
Yeah, I brought extra food supplies as well, yes.
Damien looks to you and says, there must be something we can give them.
She nods her head. The carriage will probably shift as Icaros disembarks. She holds out her head.
Don't get too close. Just
She holds out her head and says, "Don't approach any closer." But she reaches under the carriage where we have stored a large portion of our goodies and whatnot, and takes out a portion of the rations that we brought with us. Enough to buy them a little bit of time, but it's rations for 4 people for 2 weeks at minimum. So she'll give them a couple of days rations.
Okay. The moment that you got out, they the 2 adults started immediately, like they're bowing their heads pretty low, and the one that stayed with the 2 small ones are like pushing them over, like.
She shakes her head, says, "No need for that."
Just knock those damn kids over? What?
Best learned to
Pushing them
prostrate.
into a bow.
Oh, you said push them over, and I was like, what the fuck? Sorry.
Fucking
my
kids!
bad.
Icaros takes a package of the rations, puts it on the end of her halberd, and sets it near, or far enough away from the carriage, maybe 20 feet, so that the other person can walk that direction and collect them. Should be enough there to get you somewhere. We can't spare a lot, but
We cannot thank your generosity enough, kind sirs. Please, do not choose to go there. It's not worth it.
we're hunters. We're going to be trying to solve the problem. She also takes a stack of 5 silver coins and places it on top of the rations.
When you say
If
that
you-
you're hunters, they do look up, but then bow. The one that is talking to you bows even deeper.
She takes 5 silver from her own little section and puts it on top of the rations. There's not much else we can do for you. Are any of you armed?
We have knives.
She reaches down to her waist and unbuckles the weirdly modern looking compared to her armor arming sword, not the long sword, just the arming sword. Wraps it up in a belt and puts it on top of the rations as well.
They're still
And this-
bowing entirely. What were you saying, Leo?
Oh, damn, that's valuable. That's a hell of a gift.
Yeah.
They seem intent on not moving while you are still here.
Damien says, one more thing before we go. Tell me, did anything else coincide with the pestilence? Great tragedy or shift in leadership or something in the local nature?
No, don't believe so. It just kind of happened one day.
Do you remember where it started? Who was patient 0?
No.
How many have died?
I don't know. Just trying to keep my family safe. Didn't focus on anyone.
Where
Much
are they
work.
keep? Where are they keeping all the dead?
Wouldn't know.
I have just one question as well. You all seem to be staying pretty still. Is movement and like air a way that the pestilence is spreading, or
We wouldn't want to risk any infection amongst yourselves, good sirs. We also would not like to accidentally insult those of you who are so great.
Curiosity. Would this be typical behavior towards people seeing a hunter? Like, is this level of reverence expected?
This. Aaliyah, you didn't grow up in a particularly large or wealthy area, right?
Stairs,
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
Oh, can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you
Can
now.
now?
Oh, no, yeah, I said, yeah, that's correct. She did not grow up in a... Yeah, it's a small, yeah, rural, poor, yeah. Tiny
You
village?
haven't really seen this kind of behavior. Like, it kind of makes sense to you that people who are sick would want to stay away from others, but the rest seems kind of weird. Kind of strange.
Hmm.
He
He is...
The rest of you, anyone who has grown up in larger cities or things like that, more notable regions, this is kind of like how someone who is essentially a peasant treats someone who is an aristocrat, basically.
Which they might think that Icaros is because she's literally wearing full plate. Icaros, after leaving the things that she leaves at the side of the road for the others, for that small group, she says, continue heading west. Once you reach the fork, you may want to cut into the woods a little bit, just long enough to get to the road again. Air northwest and then south again so that you can hit the road. You'll be headed towards the city. Make sure to explain what's going on. Use the silver to see if they can get someone to get you a doctor.
Damien down from the cart.
Hmm.
And he walks towards them.
They ensure to keep a good distance from you.
Damien says, stop.
I could not be any closer, sir. You may catch what we have.
Damien just keeps approaching, no matter what he says.
They keep backing up.
Please
allow my compatriot to examine you if you don't mind. We are here to try and handle it.
We don't want the sickness getting any further. Please.
Damien walks up. As close as he can.
That's a allow.
And can he get a good look at this man?
No, he is keeping his cloak drawn about him.
Damien holds out his hand.
He almost flinches away from your hand.
It is a new day. Are you trying to do what I think you're trying to do, Jacob?
I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Damien says, please. I need to see what we're dealing with.
You can look well enough from a ways away, yes?
Shake my hand. I want you to know that this help is coming from
I could not, sir. I
People who-
couldn't.
I have very much every interest in your life, just as much as you do yours. And Damien grabs his hand and shakes
no.
it.
You will have to roll for that.
Yeah. Easily done. Sure.
Something dexterous related.
I don't have that. I have stealth.
Well,
A
you ain't
sneaky hand
sneaking
grab.
it, so you'll be rolling mundane.
Yeah.
What you giggling for, Co? I heard that shit.
I said sneaky, like Twitch.
I
Yeah,
spend my
fair.
last fate point to reroll that.
You may.
Damn it.
You try to snatch his hand, and he pulls away faster than you can get to him. He says, I thank you very much for your offer, sirs, but I think we will be moving on. Thank you. And he's hurriedly leaving. He is gathering up his family and just going at almost a run.
They leave anything behind.
No, footprints.
Only the supplies we tried to give them, probably.
Yes, they did not take the supplies.
She glances
You-
at Damien and says, "That was not well done, my friend."
Lauren stirs, pokes his head out.
That is not what I was going for at all.
It's true.
It's not the moment. That is not how I thought that moment would play out.
We learned a fair bit all the same. But
Yeah, but you-
it's
You were seen as noblemen, and these were peasants.
it's an interesting way to be seen. And Leah kind of looks at both Damien and Icaros and says, "Is that how hunters are usually seen like that?" She says,
Damien
I didn't
looks
expect
to-
that I'd be seen as a noble."
Damien looks to you and says, "And I hate it."
A carriage,
Every-
clean clothes, arms and armor. You may as well be. She moves to collect the supplies and put them back where they were supposed to be.
My clothes aren't clean.
Cleaner than theirs were.
The more
It was Icarus, he just says.
the more I work this job, the more I feel I am pulled away from the people I am meant to help. And I hate feeling like that. And I just wanted to show them that I wasn't afraid of catching some disease because I knew that at that point we would have to try and cure it.
We're going to be trying to cure it anyway. Those people didn't want to infect you. They didn't want to try, even indirectly, to harm you. Getting that close, trying to do so, it was a kind gesture, she says, but not one they were prepared for.
Alia hums a little bit as Icaros and Damien have that conversation. She says, "I can't help but wonder if they weren't trying to hide something, but I don't know. It's been strange all day."
Alateo will kind of perk up. I have heard stories of nobles doing far worse to peasants for far less. And if there is such a deadly plague, the idea of a noble getting sick would be pretty mortifying, all things considered.
Indeed. Icarus responds. Depending on how they were treated in their local town as well. They may have been expecting a trick as well, too. She looks at Damien.
Maybe
Then
that's our
gesture.
next clue. Our
Then
next hint of
gestures
what's going on.
back to the carriage. Let's get moving.
What'd you say, Damien?
Just maybe that's our next clue to what's going on.
Yeah.
You all board the carriage once again. Your stuff returned to where it was. And continue. A few more hours pass. And you are brought to a place that I will show you in a moment. Teehee.
Teehee, ooh.
Oh,
Very
wow.
good timing, too. We got 5 minutes.
Yep, I'm gonna give you an introduction to the place. Waiting for all of you to load in because it is a big map.
I also say it verbally since we've got the moment. This entire time, Avatea has been like recording things in their grimoire. So that is in public information if people wish to see.
Yeah.
So if you scroll out, you will see. You are not in the center of it, but that is where your characters are going to be for the time being. You are in Mirnis. Or you, more accurately, are rolling up to the gates to it. There are a few people guarding those gates that see your carriage, and as you draw closer, one of them, like, perks up, runs back into the gate, off to do who knows what, and by the time you reach it, the main gate door, as opposed to the side door, is opening, and there is someone in a set of robes. Here, let me think. We've got too many places to find things. Yes, there's a man in rather nice dark-colored robes with lightly gilded trim, whose head is balding, and he is wearing a wrinkled scowl as you ride up. But when you get close, the driver stops the carriage, kind of signals you all to get out, and once you do, or whoever will get out does, the man in the robes spreads his arms wide. Welcome, hunters, to our humble village of Mirnis. Frankly, you seem to have arrived rather late.
Is that so?
Oh, sorry.
We rode through the night to get here.
Can I say Florence kind of ignores him for the moment and takes a look around? Is that okay, or
Yeah.
is that like a bad timing? Okay.
Icaros takes
around.
the social aggro by stepping out of the carriage.
One. You know what? It's the end of the session. I'm gonna re-roll that for a fate point because why not?
Do it.
Do it.
Yep. We'll just do this really quick.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So, Florence, what you notice is you're in grasslands. There is a tall wooden palisade around what you presume is the village, with a large gate that is heavy and iron banded. That's basically it. For Icaros, he seems entirely unperturbed by you. He's looking at you all down his nose, and he addresses what you said, Damien. Well, from what I was told by the messengers and everyone involved, you were to be here sometime last night. Come. You are expected to be rather busy, rather quickly. And he ushers you all in. The carriage driver says, you go ahead, they're not going to let us in too far, so we'll just go set up. We'll be ready for whenever you're done. We've been paid for the week.
Be careful. Try not to mingle too directly with any of them. If there's a pestilence, as the ones who approached us on the road said, you need to keep yourselves healthy.
Florence speaks
Well-
up and don't tell him you're with us.
We'll be
Anybody.
fine. We've come here a couple times. It'll be all right.
No.
And
That's out of the
this
bag.
man in his robes rushes you in. He is very grumpy looking. And that is where we will end session, as you have arrived in the village of Mirnis, where things are afoot. Thank you all for joining me tonight.
Hooray!
Let's go.
We had
you.
a
We still never
subsection-
introduced ourselves.
You
That's
still never
fine.
introduced
Nope.
yourselves? Please, as we have reached the end, please introduce yourselves, starting with Damien, so that you can get going.
I'm Damien. You can find me over at Drawn by Jacob on most social media, and I think I fucked up at the last end of this session.
It's fine.
Nah.
The screw ups are where people get the most interesting outcomes.
Yeah,
As
I
you
mean-
should know.
that air quote screw up was something that Damien would have tried to do. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
For sure.
that's not a screw up. That's staying with your character and actually playing out what they would do.
So we also got a lot of information on the people by the interaction. So like, there are positives everywhere.
But also, those people are 100% going to die in the woods now. But they were
It's
probably
like-
going to do that anyway.
Touch me.
Damien,
Bye bye.
you're
Right.
good. Take care. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Have a good one.
And we'll go down the rest of the list. We'll continue with Avatea. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Boltea.
Hello, I am Avatea. You can find me under the socials Komalu on most places. I am a bird. I am a
Komalu.
bit of a lore nerd when it comes to this character who mainly focuses on eldritch and occultish things. And artifacts. Very bird brain for shinies.
Racist. You're a racist
get it.
character. Icaros. Yourself.
Oh, am I introducing myself?
Well, yeah. We'll do end
Hi.
game introductions.
Hi, I'm Icaros. I'm currently playing the Knight-S of the group, and I hit things, and they try to hit me, but they don't hit me because I hit them. You see?
You got so
It's
lucky.
the gameplay loop.
You got so lucky.
Nope, that's all skill, baby.
Bendy, yourself.
Hi, I'm Bindi. I play Florence. Florence is literally some guy what hit people good in the face, and he's just we're just trying to make it through the day, keep everyone safe, and I'm Bindi.
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
And Aaliyah.
Hello, I am Firekeeper, Alia Ushas. I otherwise just go by Ari or Sharky around here.
Sean.
And Alia is a normal person with normal interests and abilities,
Nah.
minus the blood magic stuff that she did today. But
Nah.
that's like
No, you look me in my you look me in my eyes. You ain't normal. You got some weird lesson bullshit going on in there. I see your ass. Sniff.
You don't see shit. Roll stealth.
Sniff.
She is a normal-looking human woman who is a blood
You
mage.
see that? You see that? You see that looking? Like you see that looking sneaking in
Mhm.
there? That looking, normal looking. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. You look shit. I see you.
And
I
I'm
noticed how
seeing you.
My
She
favorite comment
smiles
was,
with,
"Is your
uh,
aspect title card?"
I love it.
What? It's not even the first time we've seen it either. I think it's the first time it clicked.
I
Yeah.
think it's the first time I've ever said it, but
I'm pretty sure you said it once or four.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've noticed it. It's not the first time you said it, but I really
Uh.
wanted to get the title card bit in there, so I had to.
it's good. It's good. It's very funny.
And so, now that you've all introduced yourselves, of course it is the end of session. I must ask, are there any parts you all particularly enjoyed, particularly disliked, things you'd like to see in the future, or wouldn't like to see in the future?
That sounded
I
interesting.
hope he wasn't feeling some kind of way about it, but I actually really did like Damien's last interaction there. I think it was, especially coming from a perspective for somebody like Aaliyah, who, like I said, she's not a hunter. She grew up very secluded. She had never left her tiny hometown of very few people until all of this has happened.
Mm.
And yeah, it's just is fascinating to see the way that might be expected, or that she might expect in the future. What will the working people, what will the peasant see of us in her when she approaches them? That kind of a thing. I got a lot out of that interaction, so I'm hoping they don't feel too rough about it. We'll debrief with them too, I'm sure, again sometime soon.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool little interaction with the people on the road. I like that bit. Florence's interaction with the critter and him being like, "Oh fuck," was actually pretty solid too. Him deciding to look at it and it's like, "I'm trying to help. I want to help. I have to help," and see it be like,
I
Good.
adore how Florence spent so long trying to find anything, found it for one turn, and was the only one who got hit.
Yep.
Poor Florence. It's just
Poor
the one time
Aries.
I rolled good.
Aries, I want. Oh my god, I wish it wasn't too late. If I
Oh.
could give my character any stunt, it would be let him defend himself with an attack.
I mean, next
Bendy,
to
that's
Reed and
called
Miles.
that's called the defense action.
No, it's called stuffing them in the fucking face when they try to
No,
come at you.
no. See, Aries, you're thinking of that. You're thinking of that differently. He's talking about like if something surprises him or something makes an attack against him and he wasn't prepared. He has a stunt where he can just be like, smack, and just try to punch the shit out of it. He gets it like once per instance that shit happens, and he just tries to punch it.
I
A
can have an idea
lightning-
for that for you, Bendy.
Oh wow.
A fucking lightning reaction.
Fuck it.
I mean, you know, he's like, please ambush him instead of anyone else, because they'll get.
I
they'll
use
lose-
my
lose their-
reaction to throw hands.
Any other notes on the game itself for today?
When level up?
When level up?
When you do something with level up.
I killed a
damn.
noodle creature. We killed
One
a noodle
thing
creature.
that I liked about the combat that I'll have to get used to is exploring the whole like I can't see anything. What can I do? I hadn't been that cognizant of what it would mean to like aid others or create an advantage. And I totally get now, especially why in this setting of ours that the music would be uncommon. Because if I don't even know that I would attack if I could just sit there and write aspects for everybody. I'll combat instead. That shit is potent if I can make it work, right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that because it had been something of me wondering, like, what is Aaliyah's identity in combat? Because she isn't particularly potent, and I have potent spells, but they're only like once, right? They're like one and done. And I think with the ability to be creative with our skills to create advantages, like I'm very much looking forward to more kinds of combat to see what other kind of openings that I can create.
Oh, and kind of circling back to like about how the combat system works overall. Like I didn't really say anything, but like I think the trick is to get really like high bonuses. I think that's the ticket, really. You know,
Mhm.
mundane rolls
Cause-
is basically flipping a coin on a bad result and a mediocre result.
It's
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
what I said last session of until you get a skill naturally high enough, a neutral is a bad roll. When you're at like a natural +4 or a +5, landing a neutral is fine. It doesn't matter at that point. But if you only got like a +2, that neutral is not good for you.
Just want to
Like,
point
I-
out,
Uh-huh.
as the DM, most of your DCs have been like what you need to get for a positive result has been a 1 or a 2.
Mhm.
That's it. I'm not making you go crazy for it.
Well, like I was just kind of like thinking about the game theory is like there's 4 negatives max that you can get, right?
And 4
So-
positives.
Yeah, but like worst case scenario, like fisticuffs 4.
Hmm?
Florence is never gonna be anything less than mediocre if it comes to throwing hands. So, and like aspects and bonuses and stuff like that, if you stack them up there, it can really kind of, I think, make a difference.
You get a 7 on something unless that thing is absurdly plot armory. That could potentially one-shot something out of a combat. This includes you,
Unless-
though. Because
Unless-
remember, once your stresses are... When you get hit with something, when you get hit with shift, your option is take a stress if you're able, which will go away whenever. Take a consequence if you can't afford the stress, which is a temporary aspect or slightly more permanent depending on how much shift you have to cover, or leave the combat. Those are your options. Fate Core. The link to the rule set, the base rule set, is in the resources channel. So, and also I will say, technically, there is always the option when you fail a roll to choose to succeed the roll, but at a cost.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm not going to be pestering you all about it because it is. I want you all to understand doing that is not something that you should rely on under most circumstances. The
Picking
costs are not
lock.
going to be small.
Would like to shoot myself in the leg and successfully do this.
What's an
Um,
example?
I'd
An
like to shoot her in the leg to succeed also.
So, Bendy, let's say you're trying to punch something and it's got armor, right? You do a punch and you roll even
Cross
or negative
poses.
shift, right? You can choose, like, to just accept that it's a failure and stop trying to do damage to them through their armor, right? Or you can say, no, I really want to do damage to this person. I'm going to force through for a success. And if you're fisticuffing, bare hand punching someone who's in armor and you want to deal damage to them at cost to yourself, that's going to be okay. You are putting more force into it than you should in order to get some force to transfer to them. You're breaking your hand, but you're going to hurt them. You now have the consequence. Your hand is broken. It is
Return,
going
you
to
are
take...
One Punch Man.
It is going to take significant effort for you to deal with that consequence over time.
But narratively, that would be phenomenal.
Yes.
Especially if it actually did something.
Yeah. No, it
I get
will,
knocked the dude
because
out.
Force
it's a
force
success.
damage. Yeah, force damage seems kind of insane too. Like that seems worth it.
So I was using that as an example. Realistically, to force damage, I also want to point out, you get... What is it? You get 1 mild consequence, which can cover 2 shift. 1 moderate consequence, which can cover 4 shift. 1 severe consequence, which can cover 6 shift. And extreme consequences can cover 8 shift, but those are special. And understand, all of those consequences get severely worse, affect your gameplay so long as you have them, and take lots of concerted effort to remove. And if you decide to take a consequence and say your mild consequence slot is filled, you have to go up to the next consequence. So if all your stress marks are filled and you have a level 2 consequence, right? You have a mild consequence. And someone rolls a single shift against you and you don't choose to leave that combat, you have to take a moderate consequence. And then the next time they roll a single shift against you, 1 higher than whatever you get, that's a severe consequence. And if you're still sticking in it, even after, you're looking at extreme consequences, which are overriding your character aspects. They are permanent.
Like you lose your
Plus,
arm.
like, I was thinking, like, yeah, breaking his hand against an armored foe would look cool if he landed a hit, but if the dude just staggers and stands back up and stabs Florence in the gut, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you'd obviously want to pick your battles. At that point, you might just decide, maybe I don't hit him. Like, maybe.
Florence gets hit, leaves battle by playing dead on the ground.
I think the more likely time that you start considering that is that somebody stabs you, and now you're out of hit points, and you either leave the combat or you decide it's worth it for me to stick around in the combat, and now you take a consequence to, do you stay in combat but your hand is broken, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I imagine, like, if you're, like, cornered and literally fighting for your life.
Yep.
And so that you understand, consequence, you have to treat it over time, which means that you have to be A, in a situation where you can treat it. B, it's going to take you you are going to have to dedicate a session to treating that, which means that it will be turned into a treated consequence. And then, if I remember right, sometime after, with another concerted session towards it, you can get rid of it. They
Now,
are
is that like-
long-lasting. Or sorry, you don't get rid of it, you reduce it to the next level down.
So if it's a minor consequence, it would take 1 session, but obviously, like a severe consequence could take your character possibly, on the order of a few weeks to resolve if it's resolvable, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So with that, the session is over. Harpy, thank you for the raid again, and welcome raiders. We're going to be raiding out to, I assume Mary is going to continue streaming.
Yeah.
So we're going to be raiding out to Miri.
Rah.
But thank you all for
Rah.
coming. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you also enjoyed my players.
Yay.
Take
Very
care,
much.
everyone. And goodbye.
Hi, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Flush bendy, flush bendy, flush
Does anyone want to
Bye.
join in the goodbyes?
Goodbye.
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 Shark,
Goodbye.
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 Eat shark. Arr.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wow.